and has picked up his 5th domestic century of this season in Queensland's One-Day Cup win over New South Wales. The Bulls won the match by 97 runs and now sit in second spot on the table, while South Australia's back in 4th but still has a game in hand. To basketball, the Sydney Kings have handed Melbourne United its first defeat 7 rounds into the NBL season. They stunned the Crown at John Cain Arena in Melbourne last night, prevailing 95-92. And in some soccer, no Matildas players have been picked in the FIFA Pro World 11. The women's team is dominated by England with 6 players and 3 from Spain. And there's one game in the English Premier League that will kick off in the next half hour, Sunderland hosting Everton. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Staycation for a vacation? Stay with CMAX. Visit cmax.com.au to sign up today.
A shower or 2 and 17 today, partly cloudy tomorrow 20, then Thursday a shower or 2 up to 26, Friday a shower or 2, 24. Right now it's 11 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. The Lynn Andrews team have seen a lot of change in real estate over the past 50 years. But one thing remains unchanged, our passion to help people invest in their future. To build strong property portfolios in either the residential or the commercial sectors. Our commitment to property investment over the years means we have a wealth of knowledge to share. We're here to help you. Visit lynandrews.com.au.
Your old hot water system can drive as much as 40% of your energy bill. Fortunately, you can upgrade to something that's 70% cheaper to run thanks to Right Price. They're the leaders in heat pumps and installation. Now's the time to upgrade and save money on a more efficient hot water system and take advantage of government incentives and free installation. Reduce your energy costs today with a heat pump from Right Price. Make the switch with Right Price Hot Water.
At Right Price, heating and cooling, you can get the price right at Right Price.
G'day, Alan Gray here. Speaking mechanic to mechanic, we all know that when you're looking to load up your rig or to do some off-road exploring, the right suspension is crucial. It dictates how much weight you can carry, what you can tow, and how safe and comfortable your ride will be. At Terrain Tamer, our range of GVM upgrades, parabolic springs, smart coils and fortified shock absorbers will get you there and home again without a hitch. To find out more, go to terraintamer.com.
Steinborner has done it again. The Jack T9 Ute has landed at Jack Motors in Gawler. Enjoy a 5-star ANCAP safety rating, 7-year unlimited K warranty, 7-year roadside assistance, 7-year capped price servicing. The Jack T9 impresses with a turbocharged diesel engine, 4x4 dual-range transmission, 3-tonne towing capacity, and it can easily handle a full-size Aussie pallet with a 1,045-kilo payload. All this from $39,990 drive away. Jack Motors. It's well worth the trip. Gawler, Barossa and Clare, or at gawlerjackmotors.com.au.
Our place is your place at the Albion Hotel. A big birthday? Catch up with friends? A casual get-together with good company? Or maybe you're planning something bigger, a special function, a milestone celebration, or a corporate gathering. Whatever the reason, celebrate it at the Albion. And for freebies, cheeky deals, and insider perks, download the Albion Hotel loyalty app. It's happy hour all day, every day. The Albion Hotel. Your local, your people, your place.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
Live from Hindmarsh Square, it's 5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
8 minutes after 6, good morning to you. Welcome to Tuesday, Melbourne Cup Day in Adelaide. Who's got plans? You off to lunch? I hope wherever you're going it has a roof, because there might be more rain on the way, both here and in Victoria. We'll be chatting with the Bureau in the first hour to get a sense of that. We are going to talk officially, because it has come up unofficially occasionally on the program, Mexican food after 6:30 today. Sorry, David, start off with a sledge. The wonderful La Popular Taqueria in Port Adelaide are releasing a cookbook. This is going to be terrific. We'll talk about that then. Also, massive changes to the way in which the South Australian law confronts the use of artificial intelligence for evil means, essentially. Jail terms, major fines. We'll be chatting with Dr. Matthew Sorrell from the University of Adelaide's a digital forensic sciences group. The RBA are meeting today, which is always... Is that a headline tester for papers, David, or does it generally elicit the least creative kind of headline? We'll get your thoughts on that in a moment. Our trial by jury, and we will be off to Flemington after 8:30 for a full race preview. David Penberthy, good morning to you.
Good morning, listeners. Good morning, Will. I reckon a handy single question to ask any prospective sub-editor or anyone interested in working in the print media is, okay, here's a scenario. It's Melbourne Cup Day and the Reserve Bank of Australia is also meeting.
Yeah.
And there's a chance that rates could go up. What is your headline? Now, if you answer the rates that stop the nation, you get a big red texter out and you put a line through that person's name.
Thank you. But
it was nice of you to come. But we're looking for people who are creative and have some new ideas. I just cannot for the life of me believe how often that headline gets run.
Yeah,
it's like
it is.
It's worse than it's the hot enough for you of print journalism. It sets my teeth on edge. I see it and I think, please, people.
It is the least creative thing.
Have a go. Have a go, you mugs.
Probably going to be left on hold today, so that makes it a little bit harder. No, they'll be on hold
I reckon
today.
they'll go up.
No, they won't go up.
No, I reckon they'll go up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know nothing about economics, but I just think that Michelle Bullock is she's got a touch of the Nurse Ratchets about her.
I think she's a bit of a rates hawk.
Yeah, I think she's fed up. I think she's sick of all this crazy government spending and feels like she's trying to do a job with one arm tied behind her back. I reckon you're going to put them up.
I reckon she'll put them on hold, but say all those things you're saying.
Yeah, okay.
I think she'll put the economy and everyone on notice for spending too much, but won't put them up.
Horse racing's a funny thing, isn't it? When we're in Melbourne on Saturday, because I know nothing about it. Well, unlike rowing, I'm not going to come on here and give my tips, which then single-handedly get sort of item by item torn apart by our fact-oriented listeners who realise that every horse in his quadrella was either on its way to the knackery or wasn't even in the country.
Some of them weren't even horses, I think.
I think one of them was a greyhound. But, so Saturday morning after the Oasis gig, because we're literally there just for the night, for the show, so we basically got up Saturday, had a nice breakfast, and then went to the airport, get back home to hang out with the kids. But there are all these people just glammed up. And I said to Kate, what is going on? And she goes, it's Derby Day. I said, is that like always before the Melbourne Cup, is it? She's like, yeah. And I said, everyone's wearing black and white. She goes, yeah, that's what they do. Like you go to Flemington, you have to wear black and white. But the amount of money that people must spend on their clothes and we're in the centre of town and we're near the Hyatt and there were all these Lexus brand new Lexuses going to pick all these people look like multi-millionaires up outside the Hyatt. And every Lexus had the name of different Melbourne Cup winners printed on the side of it.
Oh, really?
It was just extraordinary.
Yeah, they do get into it massively over there, don't they? It's a huge event.
Well, it's the whole week, the whole month is, and then there's Oaks Day as well is around now.
Well,
it's a whole different world to me.
We want to give you the chance to get involved and at least have a horse to cheer on with our own 5AA breakfast sweep this morning, where if your horse wins, you get to go to the Christmas pageant this Saturday morning with 4 exclusive VIP grandstand tickets. Come together and experience the magic of Christmas with the National Pharmacy's Christmas pageant, celebrating the official start of the festive season on Saturday, the 9th of November. Now, the way in which you get a horse is you have to nominate a reunion that you'd like to see. A reunion that you'd like to see. It could be in any walk of life. Could be sport, could be TV, could be music, because there is the potential in the air of a very famous reunion.
Everything's waiting for you. You can go your own way.
Nix and Buckingham, the re-release of the album that they put out before they joined Fleetwood Mac. Now, they haven't been doing it together, but they have been talking separately about the fact that their relationship has thawed, in their words. They're back on speaking terms. Now, that coincides with rumours in the music industry that Mick Fleetwood wants the band back together to celebrate 50 years since the release of Rumours. That would be in 2027, so not next year, but the year after. Could we see a Fleetwood Mac reunion and tour celebrating 50 years since the release of Rumours? Now, sadly, of course, Christine McVie died in 2022, so it's not a complete reunion.
No, it's hard to say you're Fleetwood Mac without her, because she was an integral part of it. You think of so many songs where she led the vocals, like You Make Loving Fun and plenty more, but that was the one that stands out for me. But I'll tell you what, though, still, there's some pretty significant musical talent there. That would go off. That would
be unbelievable
for people over the age 50, in their 50s and 60s. That would be, and older actually, given how long it is since they started. They started in the early 70s. I reckon people would just lose their minds for a Fleetwood Mac reunion.
They are. I don't know the source of it, but they're one of these groups, a bit like Kate Bush, that had a song on a TV show in the last couple of years that made it all of a sudden popular on TikTok. So there's a whole younger generation that got massively into to Fleetwood Mac recently. They did play a series of Dreams went viral on TikTok. I've just found it. Dreams went viral on TikTok, and it got up to the Billboard 100 in the last 2 years.
Dreams is thunder only happens when it's raining, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Now they did,
which isn't true from a meteorological standpoint.
It didn't seem to harm.
Sometimes
didn't harm the success of the song.
You do get thunder when, you can have quite distant rain. But anyway, we'll take that up with Jenny Horvath at 6:45.
So, inspired by the potential Fleetwood Mac reunion, we're asking you this morning to nominate a reunion you'd like to see. Now, when you do, you will get a horse in our 5AA breakfast sweep, and it could be you going to the Christmas pageant on Saturday morning in VIP exclusive comfort. Kathy in Theberton, what's a reunion you'd like to see?
I reckon ABBA.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
They're dancing queens,
Well, they've been reunited digitally, haven't they?
Yeah, it's holograms.
Holograms.
Kathy gets...
Dancing Queen.
Oh, these are very small pieces of paper. Kathy gets River of Stars. Don't know anything about it, Kathy, but hopefully it goes all right.
River of Stars, Kathy. Thank you. Kay in Woodville, a reunion you'd like to see?
The comedy duo, Clark and Dawes, so John Clark and Brian Dawes.
Oh, they were so funny.
John Clark passed away.
Yes.
There is a film at the moment, or actually a documentary, but also John Clark. So it talks about how he sort of moved around and got into different comedy sketches. But that famous one, I think it was Jana Wendt who hosted the program, and they had this. They were both dressed in suit, but they were speaking to each other as though they were, prime ministers and so on. It was really, really entertaining.
He's a genius. Good nomination.
Remember The Games, the TV show they released?
Oh, yeah.
That he wrote.
Yeah,
that was just brilliant.
Whether they worked out the 100-metre track was only 98 metres long.
And they were tossing up whether just to leave it because it'd be good for world records.
Exactly. Kay, you have Chevalier Rose, number 5.
All right, thank you. Kay, let's go to Craigburn Farm. Malcolm, what's a reunion you'd like to see?
Good morning, boys. I would like to see Jeff Thompson, Dennis Lilly open the bowling first test in Perth.
What a great selection.
that would be something.
How good would that be?
Well, Tomo the other day mentioned that he hit the side screen. Bowling.
Do you remember, Malcolm, when they had that one-off show, Who's the Fastest Bowler on Earth, and I think Tomo won it, but he broke one of the stumps.
He did.
That was amazing television.
That's great, Malcolm.
Great pick. Malcolm, you get Arapaho, number 3.
Let's go to Theberton. Sam, what's a reunion you'd like to see?
Good morning, boys. Well, I'm living in the 70s, so it's got to be Skyhawks.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the Skyhawks.
Yeah.
Living in the 70s. Great pick, Sam. You have number 9, Absurd, with an E on the end of it.
All right, down south, Brett is at Noarlunga Downs. Brett, good morning.
Good morning, fellas. I wouldn't mind seeing Fine Young Cannibals.
Reunion,
they should have brought out more albums and that. Great band from the 80s.
Yeah, what was their record was called The Raw and the Cooked, wasn't it? That was
and they put out another album as well.
That's right. She drives me crazy. Brett, you have number 6, Presage Nocturne.
All right, Andy and Henley Beach. What's a reunion you'd like to see?
On and lads, how are you?
Good, Andy.
Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're back talking again, I think.
Did they hate each other?
Yeah, they did. Well, no, they're not back talking again because Art Garfunkel died. But
I didn't know that.
Well, and if Mr. Garfunkel doesn't want to do it, bring back Sting with Paul Simon. I saw it them a few years ago.
Yeah, good idea, mate.
He's not dead, actually. I got that wrong.
I was going to say, poor old Art.
Poor
if you're
old
listening, Art.
They did. It was a couple of years ago. I remember they got. That was the name of an ABC Kids show. They got. They were back on speaking terms, I think.
Well, if it's good enough for Liam and Noel.
Well, that's just right.
The blokes who
Paul and Art.
It's hard to imagine that the people who wrote Bridge Over Troubled Water could hate each other so much they don't speak for decades. It's almost an ethereal song, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. All their music was like that.
Hey, we didn't give Andy a horse.
Oh, did we?
Number 2, Buckaroo.
Ken in Onkaparinga Hills, good morning.
Yeah, good day, lads. How you going? I'd really love to see Animal House, Tom Belushi and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, the sequel.
Good on you, Ken.
Again, we'll need a bit of back from the dead to get John Belushi. He's well and truly brown bread, John Belushi. What did he take, a speedball? That was the drug that finished him off? Mixture of cocaine and heroin. I'll do that to you, I guess. Poor old John. Ken, you get number 20, Goody Two Shoes.
All right. So that
Surprised
was good.
nobody said the Ramones. Well, I think there's only one Ramone left, though.
Joey? Who's left?
Oh, I thought it was Dee Dee was the only one who was left. There's a great headline when the second one died, one of the newspapers, speaking of bad headlines at the start of the show, how's this for a good headline? The headline was, "Hi, we're the Ramones. 1, 2. Get it? I thought it was funny.
I'm actually just laughing at some of the political texts we've been getting through. Or some of them have to do with the breakfast show. Linda wants 2 tribes to come back, Chris Pine and Anthony Albanese. And a lot of people suggesting that they'd like to see a reunion with the coalition. They'd like to see Liberals and Nationals get back together. 21 after 6. We'll be back in a second.
What starts with A and ends with E? Supplements for you and me.
Arbor Vitae Joint Health is now on sale at Chemist Warehouse for just $55.99 a bottle. You save over $16 a bottle at Chemist Warehouse.
Arbor Vitae.
Not every conversation stays with you. This one will. Join Stephen Bartlett as he asks the questions no one else asks. Search The Diary of a CEO wherever you get your podcasts.
I am loud, man. If you don't hurry up, I swear to God.
Sir, I'm going as fast as I can.
You're not even trying. Healthcare, you don't care at all.
Sir.
You've seen everyone else before me. I'm sick of it. What about me, huh?
Sir, please don't touch me.
Then do your goddamn job.
Abusive and violent behaviour against healthcare workers is on the rise.
Back off, don't touch.
But abuse shouldn't be part of the job. Look after those who look after us. A message from the Government of South Australia.
Da-da-da-da! Barnsley here from Barbecue Adelaide Weber Stores. For the last 5 years, you've helped us become Adelaide's biggest Weber and Yeti dealer. So, we're celebrating with our biggest party ever. Get down to Jets Cross and Mile End this weekend. We got special store-wide food, drinks, plus, for the first time ever, 15% off Weber Q. Don't wait till Black Friday. Come party this weekend, Barbecue Adelaide style. Jets Cross and Mile End. And prepare to get lit!
How far would you go for your dream kitchen? And how far would you go to get 25% off? How about 15 minutes up the freeway to Balhanna Kitchens by Design? To the largest showroom in the Adelaide Hills. Custom build your dream with our award-winning designers. And get 25% off your cabinets with laminate bench tops. For a limited time, of course. Balhanna Kitchens by Design. It's not too far to go to make your dream a reality. balhannakitchens.com.au.
Don't miss the Mitsubishi 45-year anniversary sale. Celebrate with big savings on select Outlander, Triton and Pajero Sport models. Drive away Outlander ES 2-wheel drive now from just $39,990 for private buyers.
Get out.
Or Triton GLXR 4-wheel drive from just $51,340 for ABN holders.
For real?
Hurry, these offers won't last forever.
Let's go!
So get into Mitsubishi and get out on your next adventure. T's and C's apply.
G'day, it's Fitzy here. You know what? I wish my kids would call me a legend, but the actual legends down south are Lamb Solar. South Australia has some of the most expensive electricity prices in the world, an unfortunate fact that Lamb couldn't accept. Lamb is a team of local champions who care about finding the best solar solution for your home. They're honest and they don't do the hard sales thing. So if you're thinking about solar, think LAMM, Lamb, the real legends of the South.
Win the ultimate beachfront lifestyle with the St John Christmas Home Lottery. The incredible $5 million grand prize includes a breathtaking Semaphore Esplanade home, plus $250,000 in cash. Spread across 3 levels, this luxurious home features panoramic ocean views, a stunning pool, underground cinema and wine cellar. Enter now for your chance to win the ultimate $5 million beachfront grand prize. Buy your tickets now at stjohnlottery.com.au. Licence M14834. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
It's not quite a reunion, but it's a crossover, and not one that necessarily anyone imagined that they would see in their lifetime. But Metallica and Red Cross are joining forces that will mean that until November 11th, to coincide with the Metallica show here in Adelaide, everyone who donates blood will receive a limited edition Metallica T-shirt.
What a great promotion.
Which is just terrific. Zoe Ross from Lifeblood joins us on 5AA Breakfast. Zoe, good morning to you.
Morning, guys. How you going?
This is a great idea, Zoe. We're good, thank you. Is the plan that not enough metalheads donate blood and that this might be a new sort of area of people you can tap into?
Sort of. We don't have enough people in general donating blood. We're always needing more people to roll up their sleeve. So we are so thrilled to collaborate with Metallica and the All Within My Hands Foundation to raise awareness of the critical need for blood donations and encourage more Aussies to roll up their sleeve.
I donated blood last year and I hadn't done it before. And it's actually quite easy. And it's quite a relaxing thing in a funny kind of a way. Like you put a bit of a line through an hour or so in the morning, you rock up, you get some sausage rolls afterwards. Like it's not onerous and it's a very nice environment, or it's a calm environment.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing better than taking a bit of time out, just having a relax and saving lives. And you'll literally walk out the door knowing you've made such a difference. And what better time to do it than come along and get the most amazing Metallica Cross Lifeblood T-shirt. It is only available at the Regent Donor Centre, though.
What a cool
Regent
idea.
Donor Centre.
Did you need to get Metallica's permission to do this? It's such a left field concept.
So Metallica's foundation, All Within My Hands, they aim to leave each place that they tour better than it was before they came. So working with them has been incredible, and it's something that they've helped with around the world as well. So, yeah, it's not that far left field.
Yeah, right. How cool. Excellent. Good on Metallica and good on the Red Cross as well. Great stuff, Zoe. Thank you.
Metallica playing at Adelaide Oval tomorrow night. You've got, though, until not tomorrow night. You can donate right through until the 11th to get your Metallica T-shirt.
There'd be a lot of sporting events that wouldn't feel the same if not for the fact that they'd written Enter Sandman.
It has been a staple over a long period of time.
I mean, imagine if, the only band we did have to go on was the aforementioned Simon and Garfunkel. So the NRL Game 3 starts at Stadium Australia and all you hear is, hello, darkness, my old friend.
I've walked out of games hearing Hello Darkness, My Old Friend in my head, actually.
You mean like the Hawthorn game?
Yeah, oh, yeah, and the Collingwood one. 11.2 degrees outside. And thank you, Paddy. I didn't need more suggestions. And a top of 17 degrees today. The rest of the week, 20 tomorrow, not really much rain, maybe up to 3 millimetres on Thursday, but 26 the top, so it'll be warmer. Friday as well, 24 up to 6 millimetres of rain. Saturday 19 with dry but cloudy. Sunday 20 and 21 on Monday.
Welcome back to the UFC inside the Octagon now, but first, are you going to Scarborough Fair?
Tom Red's in the 5 Breakfast Studio. Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostina Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes. Morning to you, Rennie.
Morning, Will. Morning, David. Off to a function today to watch it, or just going to watch it at home?
I'm not doing anything.
Just going to chill out.
I haven't been awake for a Melbourne Cup in about 9 years. That's right.
I'll be getting ready for school pickup.
Well, a lot of people will be...
But ready. We're very excited.
You're excited. Well, it's the one day of the year for a lot of people where they actually have a look or take an interest in the race. So it's an extremely difficult race. We say that every year. There's 24 horses. There's weather added this year. It's the first wet Melbourne Cup since 2022. It makes it even more of a lottery than normal. It's difficult to
Some
pick.
of the weights they carry too. Like one of the horses is carrying 59 kilograms.
Yeah, and there was a big... I think
like
that's
three suitcases.
I think that's the top weight, which at the call of the card yesterday, which is a big function they do, our Riffer, there was $500,000 put on that by a punter out there. So $500,000 at $8. So they win $4 million if it gets up today. That's now the new favourite.
Wouldn't it make more sense if you're trying to make money from gambling to put like that money on, like, you know, the Red Dog at Angle Park this Thursday in race 1?
Well, gamble responsibly. That's probably the first thing.
Gamble responsibly.
But I guess it's all part of the theatre, isn't it? It's people that have got a bit more money. I don't know. Like, do you want to bet on the Melbourne Cup, or do you want to bet on a race that not many people watch? I'm not sure.
Well, that's true.
It sort of depends. But
because if you bet a bit on the Melbourne Cup and you tell your friends, I had a good win on the Melbourne Cup, they go, oh, great. If you say, I actually bet $500,000 on race 4 at Angle Park, people actually book you in for help.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. So $500,000. So that's now the new favourite, overtaking number 14, which is Half Yours. That's my pick today. So if anyone out there is...
Half Yours.
If you're looking for the numbers, these are my numbers for today.
Yeah, we want yours, Tom.
So I'll just give you 4.
We got Rowies yesterday, so it's good to have an expert on.
I'll give you 4. Number 14, Half Yours, Jamie Mellum on board. Good South Aussie story. I like number 4. It's the third time it's running the Cup, but it's the first time under Gay Waterhouse. She's
number
taking 4. Which is Vauban. So number 14, number 4. I really like number 23. We haven't seen a horse that's won the Geelong Cup to then go on and win the Melbourne Cup, that double, since 2011. I think there's a good chance that'll run a big race. That's called Torrenzino. So number 14, number 4, number 23. And this horse I really like. Number 6, it's a French horse, loves the wet and just runs all day. Presage Nocturne. It's number 6.
Presage
so 4,
Nocturne.
6, 14, 23.
Have any of those gone in our sweep yet?
Yes, Presage Nocturne has gone, but I think all the other 3 is still in there. I'm just looking at my coffee cup.
Well, they're my 4, so tomorrow they won't have run in the top 10, but we'll see how they go.
No, you're into it, Tom. You know your stuff.
Ready.
Yeah.
Your tips have been very good over the journey. Good on you, Ready.
Thanks, boys.
If you'd like to get a horse in the running to cheer on, whether you love it or know nothing about it today, you need to nominate a reunion that you'd like to see for us, inspired by Fleetwood Mac. Doesn't have to be from the world of music. Could be sport, could be TV, could be entertainment, could be politics. Lots of those coming through. Keep them coming in and get yourself a horse, and you might just win 4 tickets to the Christmas pageant in VIP luxury.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A shower or 2 and 17 today with the 6:30 news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
Physio Extra for Locomat robotic technology treating stroke, cerebral palsy, brain and spinal cord injuries. Visit physioextra.com.
Early signs suggest the Reserve Bank will keep interest rates on hold today. Toby Goff reports.
Economists say the uptick in household spending, together with signs of stronger inflation, has forced the RBA to pause and reassess the cash rate. Many are tipping it to hold at 3.6%, with the statement likely to include upward revision to both the unemployment and inflation rates. This time last year, the cash rate was higher at 4.35%, with the gradual drop providing major relief for borrowers. The official cash rate hasn't moved since it's dropped from 3.85% on the 13th of August, while the last time we saw an increase was November 2023.
Experts are warning the fanfare around today's Melbourne Cup risks further normalising gambling for young people. Australia's latest recorded gambling losses are at an all-time high, surpassing $32 billion. Curtin University researcher Dr Louise Francis says the ways young people are being exposed to gambling have changed.
Children aren't watching as much free-to-air television now, so we know that they're more on social media. They're getting advertisements or influencers talking about gambling through the feeds that they're watching and viewing regularly.
Independent testing has uncovered potentially dangerous chemicals and toxic contaminants in one of the most popular vape brands in Australia. News Corp reports Alibaba vapes contain high levels of nicotine, a chemical used in the making of antifreeze, and the embalming fluid formaldehyde. A bull elephant is making its way from WA to SA. Putramas is en route to Monarto, where he'll take up residence. Perth Zoo's Danielle Henry says the road trip has been 6 months in the making.
He's an exceptionally smart elephant. He's very, very intelligent, so it didn't take him long to get his crate training down pat. But we've absolutely been on his time scale. So as soon as he felt comfortable and secure in that crate, we wanted him to see that as his safe place.
The Prince of Wales has received the keys to the city of Rio de Janeiro from the mayor atop Sugarloaf Mountain. He's in Brazil for 5 days for the Earthshot Prize and COP30. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. There's only one Australian horse running in today's Melbourne Cup, but it's among the leading contenders with the bookies. Half Yours will be ridden by Jamie Mellum, one of 3 female jockeys in the 24-strong field. She could become the first woman to complete the Caulfield Cup Melbourne Cup double. Mellum says Half Yours is primed for the wet conditions at Flemington.
This horse is looking amazing, feeling amazing. I did some work on Tuesday with him. He will love this rain. I don't like the rain that much, but he loves it.
Our Riffer is currently the favourite. Well, Marnus Labuschagne has again strengthened his claims to be named for the Ashes squad this week with a 5th century so far this season, notching up his 3rd in the one-day competition against New South Wales yesterday. The 31-year-old says since he was dropped, he's worked hard to tweak a few things.
As it's been documented, a few things I've changed technically, but also changed in the way I'm preparing and playing. So, it's all sort of come together, and it's nice that it's, working.
Labuschagne made 101 in their one-day cup win against the Blues, Queensland winning by 97 runs. And there's one match that's just kicking off in the English Premier League right now. It's being played between Sunderland and Everton. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Staycation for a vacation? Stay with CMAX. Visit cmax.com.au to sign up today.
17 today with a shower or 2, partly cloudy tomorrow 20, then warming up on Thursday, a shower or 2 26, Friday a shower or 2 24. Right now it's 11 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
23 minutes to 7. We have tickets to give away to the Christmas pageant this Saturday. 4 exclusive VIP grandstand tickets, no less, coming together and experience the magic of Christmas with the National Pharmacy's Christmas pageant, celebrating the official start of the festive season this Saturday, the 8th of November. Thank you to our listener who pointed out that the line here said 9th, the 8th of November, this Saturday. You know where the Christmas pageant is. The way you win tickets this morning, inspired by our chat with regard to the potential looming, just maybe, reunion of Fleetwood Mac. We're asking you across any walk of life, what's a reunion that you'd like to see? You nominate a reunion, you get a horse in the Melbourne Cup, it wins, and you are going to the Christmas pageant in VIP luxury Saturday morning. Sue in Christie's Beach, what's a reunion you'd like to see?
Good morning, guys. The one I'd like to see very much is David Bowie and the Spiders from Mars.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Did you ever see Bowie live, Sue?
Yes, I have. It was one of the highest spots of my life, to be honest. I mean, I always refer to him as the only man I've ever loved.
Was that the Adelaide Oval gig in the early 80s, the Let's Dance tour?
Yes, it was Adelaide Oval, yep.
Apparently that was wild, that concert. My mum and dad wouldn't let me go, and I've never forgiven them. David Bowie at the Adelaide Oval.
They let you go to Kiss, though, didn't they?
No, they didn't let me go to
they
that
didn't let you go to Kiss either.
No, don't get me started.
Oh, wasn't there one you snuck out?
Yeah, that was the Hoodoo Gurus.
Hoodoo Gurus. Okay, I knew there was one you managed to get away. Who's Sue's horse?
Sorry, entry. Sorry. I'm really not following the fine print here. People who ring get a horse. 14, half yours, Sue. Oh,
which
half
is
yours.
Rennie's
horse.
Rennie's Tip. All right, let's go to Elizabeth. Wendy, what's a reunion you'd like to see?
Yeah, morning, boys. I like Roy and HG, actually. I think they were as funny as, and especially the Olympics and the Wombat and all sorts of things. Yeah,
just genius, wasn't it?
Fatso,
they
the
were
Wombat.
genius, those two, yeah.
They really are.
They had a real rapport. Wendy, you have, this is a good one too, 15 more felons. That's one of the favourites, actually.
Wendy, make sure you tune into the Cup this afternoon because it could be you that's got the 4 VIP tickets for Saturday morning. Now, I might just get out of the way here, David, because this is a segment that's tailor-made for you. That said, I love this restaurant. I've been in multiple occasions. It's terrific.
Your job is to make sure that this interview doesn't go for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Okay, so any of you who are familiar with La Popular Taqueria, it is an absolutely stunning Mexican restaurant that is right here in Adelaide. It's at Port Adelaide, down Will's neck of the woods. I know that a lot of our listeners, like Dave from Alberton, love it.
It's a great spot.
I went there last year, and I've got to say, as someone who lived in Mexico for a long time and has been back many times, this is one of the few restaurants I've ever been to in Australia that tastes like you could be sitting on the side of the street in Mexico City eating from a food stand. It is just superb food. The chef is Daniela Guevara Munoz, who's actually a marine biologist and ended up by circuitous means in Australia and has pursued her love of food. And the reason she's on is that she has a cookbook called Provecho, which sort of roughly translates as Bon Appetit in Mexican Spanish. And it's out today. Daniela, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be on your show.
Now, let's start by talking about some of the myths around Mexican food, particularly in Australia, where we haven't had much influence from the excellent sort of Mexican culture. People think Tex-Mex in Australia, don't they?
Yeah, well, that was the thing. When I arrived to Australia, what I found, it was only Tex-Mex food. Not saying that Tex-Mex food is bad, but it was not traditional Mexican food. So that's why I started thinking to cook some traditional Mexican. So, yes.
As a Mexican person who moved to Australia, I know it's better now. We have shops in Adelaide like Chili Mojo that sell, proper tortillas. They sell all the ingredients you need for different things, like especially the dried chilies. But for a long time, it was kind of impossible to make Mexican food in Australia, wasn't it?
It was. Like when I arrived to Australia 15 years ago, it was a little bit more challenging to find ingredients. But now, especially here in Adelaide, we have Chili Mojo, and they are fantastic. And you can find lots of things, so it's easier now. And I also, for my restaurant, I grow things myself because, like tomatillos, like several things that I cannot find in Adelaide, I can grow them. So I'm very lucky.
And the other thing too, the climate, Australia and Mexico are almost identical, or certainly central Mexico, where you're from, Mexico City. The climate is so similar to Adelaide, isn't it?
It's a little bit similar, yeah, especially from Mexico City to the northern part of Mexico. So that's why it's easy to grow whatever I want here.
So how did you go from being a marine biologist to a restaurateur?
That's a very long story. But I was a marine biologist in Mexico, and then I moved to Townsville the first time that we arrived to Australia, because my husband is also a marine biologist. So he got a job there, and one of my dreams was to work in the Great Barrier Reef marine system over there. And then I got the job, but it's when I started thinking more about my food. I guess it's like a connection to Mexico and to so my love for Mexican food is very, very big. So I needed to do something.
One thing a lot of Australians, when you say tortilla, I think we've sort of got it now, but historically people would think, tortilla, isn't that the Spanish potato omelette? It's like, no. Tortilla is like one of the world's oldest breads, invented by the Aztecs.
Exactly.
What I love about your restaurant is you make your own tortillas, and you've even got that crazy old machine. How did you even get that all the way from Mexico to Port Adelaide?
Oh, well, it was challenging. But I wanted to show how tortillas are made. So, and I wanted to have them for my restaurant. So I started looking how to get a mill, a stone mill, volcanic stone mill into Adelaide. And I managed to buy one in Mexico, and it was then shipped to here. So, and it's a massive thing. It's not a
It's crazy.
thing. Yeah. And that's what makes the difference, I guess, in my food too, because we make everything from scratch. So it's very nice. And tortillas are the oldest, one of the oldest things that you can find as a bread type of thing in the world.
Yeah. It's just superb food, Daniela. So
Thank
the book,
you.
Provecho, buen provecho a ti, bon appetit to you. Good luck with the book. And how important too, for Australian readers, for people who want to learn about Mexican food, most of the books we get in Australia about Mexican food come out of the US. So they have different, they use imperial, they talk about cilantro instead of coriander. So there's a lot of stuff that makes it hard for Aussie readers to understand, because it's simple food, unless you're making mole poblano. But
exactly.
so much Mexican food is easy to make. So hopefully it'll bring in a whole new group of readers in Australia, and we wish you all the very best of luck.
Thank you very much. You can find Provecho from today in the shops, so in the local bookshops and several places. And the recipes on the book are very simple. I wanted people really to cook with the book, So it's out there today. So I'm very excited.
Well, we are too for you, Daniela. Good on you. Daniela Guevara Munoz from La Popular Taqueria in Port Adelaide.
Yeah, get in and check out. It's a terrific spot.
Such a good place.
15 to 7, very shortly, we're going to talk about nation-leading laws that have come into effect here in South Australia that could mean if you misuse artificial intelligence or deliberately use it for nefarious purposes, you could go to jail. We're going to get into that very, very shortly. Police and weather on the other side of the break. But first, let's check traffic. Get an outfit that will stop traffic at a great price with Peter Shearer Menswear.
Thanks, Will. And morning, David. Roads are wet due to passing shower. Take it easy on the drive. And due to that, got some localised flooding at Regency Park this morning, South Road near Tominga Street. It's made those roadworks a bit slow at Flinders Park, or slower, should I say, Grange Road at Holbrooks Road. And look out for activity at Parkside this morning, which is slow already to Green Hill Road near Hutt Road. Only morning cameras, Duthie Street, Malvern and Marion Road at Marion. Flight Centre's Big Red Sale ends 11 November with red hot flight deals, 50% off tours and more. Hurry, limited availability. Call 133 133 today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Would you like to enjoy a meal without having to worry about heartburn, bloating and other uncomfortable indigestion symptoms? Caruso's Indigestion Ease Probiotic to the rescue. Caruso's Indigestion Ease Probiotic relieves and helps reduce the occurrence of indigestion symptoms. It also relieves heartburn and supports digestive system health. So if you're fed up with indigestion and heartburn, try Caruso's new Indigestion Ease Probiotic today. Comes with money-back guarantee, now available at leading pharmacies and health stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
Look at your hands. 5 digits, 14 joints, 27 bones, multiple tendons and nerves, but a lot can go wrong. If you're experiencing hand pain, it can drastically affect your lifestyle. If it's happening to you, get in touch with GRIP, a specialised hand and wrist practice with a team of highly qualified hand surgeons and therapists. From therapy to surgery, GRIP can help you get to the source of the pain and provide a solution. Visit gripsurgery.com.au.
The Lucas family have been serving the best seafood to South Australians for almost 75 years.
Have they ever? They work tirelessly with the best seafood suppliers every day. The Lucas Seafood Restaurant on Pulteney Street is revered for its focus on Greek and Mediterranean dishes, supporting South Australian producers along the way.
The menu is always evolving with new specials and plates you won't find anywhere else in Adelaide. Lucas can take bookings for small or large groups, and they even have a private dining room you can hire for meetings, birthdays or special occasions.
Such a good restaurant. In fact, we had Lucas on the show the other day. Jane Riley's son, in fact, Eddie, is the head chef there. He's a great chef, and it's excellent food, and so much of it locally sourced as well. To look at the latest menu or to make a booking for either a magnificent lunch or dinner, or for a private dining room for that special occasion, visit lucasseafoodrestaurant.com.au, 242 Pulteney Street, City.
Joey Famano's Music of the Night returns to Her Majesty's Theatre Adelaide, Sunday, November 30, 2 p.m. A spectacular celebration of music from Andrew Lloyd Webber, London's West End, Broadway and more. Tickets on sale now at musicofthenight.com.au and the theatre. Don't miss the sensational 2-hour matinee performance at Her Majesty's Theatre, Sunday, November 30, 2 p.m. Book now.
This is Big Brother. Be watching 7 o'clock Sunday on 10.
This season, we're back to live nominations, live evictions, and a live stream 24/7 on 10.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
12 to 7. Geez, we got some wild weather yesterday. Best bit of hail I've had since we moved to our place at Grange. Just for about 5 minutes, it was just unbelievable. It looked like snow outside. What does today have in store, and indeed the rest of the week? And we might even get Jenny Horvat, if she wouldn't mind, have a peek over to our east to get a bit of a Melbourne Cup Day forecast for us. Jenny Horvat at the Weather Bureau on the line now. Morning to you, Jenny.
Good morning, guys.
We can start in Adelaide, but we wouldn't mind you having a little peek over to Melbourne for us if you could.
We can have a little peek over there.
Yeah, let's do that.
So, look, we're still expecting to see some showers around during the course of today. Maybe not expecting the hail today, and those showers becoming a little bit more hit and miss as the day goes on. So a bit more sunshine coming through later today than yesterday. We managed to pick up just over 9 millimetres in the gauge here at the West Terrace Nidapura observation site, and up around the hills, a few places getting up around 20 millimetres since 9 a.m. yesterday. Ashton and Greenhill up around 20 millimetres. So there was a bit in there, and that cooler air mass still persisting, so only aiming for around 17 degrees in the city and suburbs, maybe 14 only for Mount Barker. Currently it is 11.4 degrees in the city, and a minimum temperature of 8.9 actually happened last night, so it was pretty cold with that air mass yesterday, but things are settling down a little bit with those showers. So we are expecting to see those showers over in Melbourne as well. They had a pretty wet day there yesterday. They picked up over 20 millimetres in the gauge, but the showers again for Melbourne, a bit more hit and miss today than they did see yesterday, but probably seeing a little bit more in Melbourne than we will. They've got that cool westerly as well, so a little bit breezy for them. They're aiming for 17 degrees as well there, guys.
Good stuff, Jenny. Thank you for that. Hope you have a win.
No worries, you too, guys.
All right, let's head to SAPOL. Senior Constable Matt Brown on the line. Matt, there's been a car fire at McDonald Park.
That's right. Well, about 11:25 p.m. last night, police and fire crews were called to Robert Road at McDonald Park after reports that a small hatchback was on fire. MFS crews extinguished the blaze, which caused extensive damage to the vehicle, but the vehicle was missing several panels and identifying features, with police trying to determine what make and model the car is. So our crime scene officers will attend the scene today to try and work out exactly what type of car it is, and anyone who may have witnessed suspicious activity in the area is asked to call Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.
Matt, also there was a crash at Ferryden Park overnight.
That's right, Dave. About 10 p.m. last night, police and emergency services were called to Days Road after reports that a Toyota four-wheel drive had crashed into two parked cars and a parked truck. And the driver of the Toyota, a 47-year-old Mansfield Park woman, was taken to hospital for treatment of minor injuries. A sample of her blood was taken, with the driver likely to face charges once her blood has been forensically analysed for drugs and alcohol. So we are still appealing for witnesses to that one as well, or someone that might have captured it on dash cam footage. Please contact Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.
And you got a safety message on Melbourne Cup Day for our listeners, Matt?
That's right. Of course, the race that stops the nation happens today, and we hope that everyone has a safe and happy day either at the track or at a pub or wherever they're celebrating the Melbourne Cup. But if you are heading out and about today, maybe take public transport, a designated driver, or someone whose horse doesn't win, they can drive you home. But so long as they haven't drunk any alcohol, of course.
Well, yeah.
We hope everyone has a good and safe day out.
Hey, Matt, would you like a horse in our sweep, or as a member of SAPOL, are you precluded from taking gifts from broadcasters?
Well, can I just bet that I hope all the horses have a good time?
Hey, Matt, if one thing is for sure, it's that during horse racing, horses always have a very good time. Thank you.
Yeah, right.
Senior Constable Matt Brown from SAPOL. You just trying to trap him then? Was that a test?
I did. I wanted to see if I could get off any future speeding fines.
All right.
Come on, go be yours.
Let's get a reunion from Ralph and Glenelg. Hey, Ralph, what's a reunion you'd like to see?
Morning, fellas. If I thought I was a comedian, I'd suggest that Peaches and Herb reunite so that they could sing Reunited, but I won't say that. I'll say the two Ronnies.
Oh, yes.
Well, there you
the
go.
Two Ronnies. How good were they?
The Two Ronnies.
That was must-watch television Friday nights in the 1970s.
Ralph, what's your horse?
Ralph's horse.
Actually, I don't know why I'm asking Ralph. I should be asking you.
Yeah, I'm really slow on the uptake with this, aren't I? Smokin' Romans, number 12, Ralph.
Smokin' Romans. Good luck to you, Ralph. You're in the running to win the 4 VIP tickets to the Christmas pageant on Saturday morning. Well, now in South Australia, it is law that if you use a deep fake to create invasive, humiliating or degrading images that, and the language is important here, either closely resemble or purport to be a real person, you could go to jail. 4 years is the maximum penalty. $20,000 are the fines that are being offered. And the data that the state government puts forward in support of this is pretty compelling. There's been a 550% year-on-year increase in deepfakes since 2019. 550 year-on-year since 2019.
How much of that is in schools as well?
That's a great point. I don't think it's older people making deepfakes. So...
No.
What does that mean about the penalties that are being levied there?
Hard to do them with the Commodore 64.
Yeah, true. 90 to 95% of deepfakes are non-consensual. 99% are about women.
Yeah, that'd be right.
Dr. Matthew Sorrell from the University of Adelaide is a forensic science expert and joins us now. Dr. Sorrell, good morning to you.
Good morning.
This is one of those things that sort of come from nowhere, particularly for a lot of us who grew up more in the analogue generation, Dr. Sorrell. How pernicious has it become, particularly with sort of relationships gone bad or conversely situations where people want to sort of, cause trouble for someone, be it a teacher that they don't like? It's found all sorts of pernicious ways of affecting people, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, that's right. And so on. In fact, this legislation that's new now is about effectively whole-of-body synthetically generated imagery. We already have the legislation that forbids the distribution of the non-consensual distribution of intimate imagery, which is the mouthful that we use for that term, and that includes modifying it. So in other words, it's not just a video that you may have taken between consenting adults that then at a later time gets distributed to other people, but it can also include images that have already been modified with things like face swapping, which is already a deep fake. This legislation takes that one step further, where you're actually generating the entirety of that video using synthetic means and not just editing, if you like, something that already exists. It's a really pernicious problem. It's something that I've observed since 2018. I started looking at deep fake in particular. And despite what you just said earlier, it's not the kids. This is very common amongst people in their 20s, 30s, 40s performing this sort of act. And it's so easy to do now with the technology that's available. So this legislation is necessary to combat not just selective editing or swapping faces over, but also that complete synthetic generation of a degrading and humiliating video. Yeah.
Dr. Sorrell, it's obviously important that the legislature establishes a community standard. This is not something we'll stand for. It's something that we think shouldn't happen. That said, how effective do you think it will be in application, given the nature of the AI tools that are available? It's not like you have to provide your license and you're easily traceable if you generate and make an image. Is this enforceable?
It's enforceable in a couple of ways. So the first thing is that let's come back to this sort of content itself. If consenting adults want to film themselves and share that privately amongst themselves, that's really a matter for them. And there's even a provision here that if you want to synthesize yourself and you've got written consent that says that you want to do that, that's great. It's when it gets shared, and when it gets shared without permission, or more particularly when it gets shared without permission for the purpose of humiliation. And so that roll-on effect is really what happens when you start to produce that sort of material. So where you get caught is when it gets shared, and victims feel powerless when they find themselves depicted on various websites. It's a little early in the morning for me to be more specific about where those websites are. But finding your face, your body, your activity on a public website that's intended for effectively erotic entertainment is a real humiliation, and victims are powerless to do anything about it. Even with this legislation in South Australia, last week I was in Hanoi in Vietnam to witness the signing of the United Nations Convention Against Cybercrime. That's a program that I've been involved in since 2013, so attending meetings in Vienna at the UN. This is a new form of online crime that we've seen evolve in that last 12 years. And even to have in that legislation, and again, a mouthful, non-consensual sharing of internet imagery as a crime that's recognised across international borders becomes necessary, because not only can this material be generated quite easily, it can be shared quite easily. Once it can be shared on the internet, it crosses international borders, and that creates a whole new headache. So the world community dealing with cybercrime is aware of this emerging type of humiliating content, and South Australia is now taking that one step further and looking at imagery and video that's been completely synthesised.
It's a horrible field and sad as a society that we even need to be having this discussion, I reckon. Dr. Matthew Sorrell, University of Adelaide forensic science expert, thank you for that.
Adelaide, get ready for global superstar Lenny Kravitz. His Blue Electric Light Tour hits the BP Adelaide Grand Final, Saturday, November 29 at Victoria Park, Puckapuckundi. Special guests include Jet, Dem Mob and My Cherie. Lenny Kravitz, live at the BP Adelaide Grand Final. Tickets from just $99 plus fees at Ticketmaster.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
The very latest news and information. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A shower or two and 17 today with the 7 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
Hands you can trust and state-of-the-art facilities. Physio Extra, tailoring care for you. PhysioExtra.com.
A four-wheel drive has ploughed into two cars and a truck. It happened on Days Road at Ferryden Park last night. Senior Constable Matt Brown says charges are yet to be laid.
And the driver of the Toyota, a 47-year-old Mansfield Park woman, was taken to hospital for treatment of minor injuries. A sample of her blood was taken, with the driver likely to face charges once her blood has been forensically analysed for drugs and alcohol.
A car fire in the northern suburbs is being treated as arson. A hatchback was reported burning at McDonald Park just before 11:30 last night. The vehicle was missing several panels, police trying to determine what make and model it is. The Reserve Bank appears to have backed away from near-term interest rate cuts. Economists say an increase in household spending and signs of stronger inflation have forced the RBA to pause and reassess the cash rate. Domain Chief Economist Dr Nicola Powell says despite the chance of a rate cut being unlikely this afternoon, the markets are still forecasting a drop next year.
It does spark interest, it does bring buyers to market. But I think what we're likely to see is a bit of a year of two halves next year. When you look at the predictions of when we're going to see another rate reduction, it's likely set for May.
It's Melbourne Cup Day and experts warn its promotion is masking a growing public health problem. Researchers claim gambling ads continue to bombard Australians despite calls for reform by a Senate committee 3 years ago. Curtin University's Dr Louise Francis says our country's regulations are falling behind.
This will be the third Melbourne Cup since the government has taken no action on the 31 recommendations. We need to see a national regulator in place, universal pre-commitment, and we need to see bans on advertising. The recommendations were evidence-based.
Almost 2/3 of Australians want fewer immigrants coming into the country, according to a new survey. The news poll shows 39% want to see a lot fewer. Just 7% are happy for more immigrants to be granted entry. Actress Diane Ladd has died at the age of 89. Daughter Laura Dern calling her a hero as she announced her passing. She appeared in over 200 films and TV shows and was Oscar nominated for Alice Don't Live Here Anymore, Wild at Heart and Rambling Rose. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Giddy up, Tom Wren.
Cannot wait for it, Mel. It's going to be good, isn't it? Trainers are confident, speaking of the races, that the track at Flemington will hold up ahead of this afternoon's Melbourne Cup. Up to 10 millimetres of rain is forecast today. Now, that's off the back of a big downpour in Melbourne yesterday. Our Riffer is now the favourite to win the race. Some big bets coming in for the horse that's being ridden by Mark Zahra, including one yesterday at the call of the card for $500,000. To cricket now, more good form from Marnus Labuschagne, bringing up yet another century in a one-dayer against New South Wales yesterday.
And that'll do it. His third one-day cup century this season. He looks back to his best.
He certainly does. That audio thanks to Fox. That's Labuschagne's third century in the one-day cup competition this season and his fifth overall. Queensland winning the match by 97 runs. One game in the English Premier League this morning. It's a bit of a surprise. Everton taking a 1-0 lead against Sunderland thanks to a brilliant solo run in the 15th minute.
Iliman Ndiaye trying to step away from the challenges he has done. It's Iliman Ndiaye! It's magical from Iliman Ndiaye! Sunderland protest, but the referee was happy with what he saw. And then we saw the dancing feet of Iliman Ndiaye.
Audio thanks to Stan Sport. It's still 1-0 with about 15 minutes to play in the opening half. And the LA Dodgers baseball players are holding their parade right now through the streets of Los Angeles after wrapping up back-to-back World Series titles. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Get some support at home with ACH Group because a little help can be a big help.
Roads are wet due to passing showers. Take it easy on the drive in. And with that, got some localised flooding this morning at Regency Park at South Road near Tominga Street, causing a few delays. Works at St Morris to look out for McGill Road near Williams Avenue and starting to slow up already. That's at Flinders Park for those works on Holbrooks Road and Grange Road today. Cameras Doothie Street, Malvern and Edward Streets at Melrose Park. Mazda 2025 plate clearance is on now. Don't miss incredible drive-away deals across select 2025 models. Priced to clear and ready to move. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Staycation for a vacation? Stay with CMAX. Visit cmax.com.au to sign up today.
A shower or two for your Tuesday with a top of 17, partly cloudy tomorrow 20, Thursday a shower or two 26, Friday a shower or two 24. Right now it's 11 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Kangaroo Island. It's best enjoyed exploring stunning beaches, secluded and at one with nature, reconnecting and spending quality time together. Fall in love with the great outdoors. Unpretentious, unexpected, untamed. Experience Kangaroo Island unfiltered. Book your self-drive getaway now at sealink.com.au.
The passing of someone close places unique stress on family and friends. At this time, Farrell and O'Neill Funerals are here to provide reassurance and peace of mind. Farrell and O'Neill offer creative guidance and advice to tailor a service that best honours your loved one. Whether a large gathering or a small, intimate service, Farrell and O'Neill share their generations of experience in tailoring a unique and meaningful farewell. Proudly SA family-owned and operated, because it's personal.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
When we did not know the answer.
Can I just bet that I hope all the horses have a good time?
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
Matt Brown from Sapole, he's beyond reproach.
Artfully dodging an attempted entrapment from David Penberthy live on the air.
Offered him a horse and he just batted it away.
That's right. That's it.
Only the best.
our boys in blue. 8 after 7, coming up very, very shortly. We're going to be talking about a letter that's been written by Lucy Hood and Steve Georgianis to the Lord Mayor with regard to the upgrade of the Hutt Street revitalisation, is what they call it, the Hutt Street revitalisation. The problem is the businesses don't feel like it's a revitalisation. They feel like it's an imposition because there'll be a 45% reduction in car parking spaces.
This is it. The Macquarie Dictionary needs to change the definition of revitalisation because in common usage, revitalisation means to make something better, more attractive, more enticing, more exciting. When you hear a council say that they're going to revitalise something, I mean, Holdfast Bay, they're revitalising the buggery out of Jetty Road right now.
The best reaction I've had to anything... See, my wife's just gone back to work after being home for 3 years and hasn't been able to listen to the radio as much recently. And we went on our drive on the weekend and we were driving from Grange down to Brighton and we had to cross over Jetty Road. And she said... I said, we can't go through here because there's the redevelopment. And she went, we'll just go down the next street. I went, no, you can't go down that one either. Well, what about the next one? No, she's like, who came up with doing all this at once? I said, yeah, you should hear what the businesses think of it. It's unbelievable.
Their downturn right now, the Tizer crunched the numbers yesterday, or rather the whole group of businesses have got some data done, 70%, a 70% reduction. And they're getting $5,000 in grants. Like, if your profits are down 70%, $5,000 is putting a Band-Aid on an open wound.
Well, 70%, I mean, that's the threshold to get money from the state government if you have lost money because of the algal bloom isn't that high.
No. Yeah, exactly.
And that's a natural disaster.
Yeah.
Dom in Prospects called in with a reunion for us. We're asking you to nominate reunions you'd like to see, inspired by rumours, mind the pun, of Fleetwood Mac potentially getting back together. It could put you in the running to win 4 tickets to the Christmas pageant on Saturday morning if your horse gets up, because everyone who nominates a reunion gets a horse in our 5AA breakfast sweep. Dom, good morning to you.
Morning, boys. How are we?
Good, thanks, Dom.
Guys, has to be Baz and Philco in my eyes. Baz and Philco.
Yeah, legends
a lot of love
Adelaide
for them on the
radio.
text line.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Philco was back in town recently, actually, I think.
Because he's up in Queensland all the time.
Yeah, that's right. But he still comes back a fair bit and visits. Who does Dom get as a horse?
Dom gets El Reefer, number 1. Terry's teasing me for saying more. I'm excited about more felons. Terry, I will say Clinton Payne reckons he's the best roughie in the field. And it's a race for roughies. How often does a roughie win the Melbourne Cup?
Yeah, well, it's a handicap race, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
right.
right.
A 100-metre sprint, if you like. You know, it'd be fun. Let's see how fast Usain Bolt can run with his legs tied together.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, Hutt Street, let's talk about this upgrade. Now, what are we calling it? Revitalisation. 45% reduction in car park spots. Alan Loeb from Hutt Street Photos joins us. Morning to you, Alan.
G'day, guys. Great to talk to you.
Great to be talking to you too, Alan. I love your store. It's a beautiful old world service that you provide. And I tell you what, having gone through the rigmarole of getting wrong-sized passport photos by other people in the past, I wish I'd known about you earlier because you always get them right.
Thank you for that.
So, mate, what's going on there on Hutt Street? It seemed to be quite a nice street sort of 40 years ago when I lived near it when I was at uni. What's the council doing and what impact is it having or going to have on your business, do you think?
Well, you hit it on the head by saying it was quite a nice street, and it still is a nice street. And the council in their, let's call it infinite wisdom, have decided that they're going out to rejuvenate our street. God help us if we go down the road of what's happening down at Glenelg, because we won't stick around for that. It's just... I don't know. A lot of people have said if it isn't broke, don't fix it. They've come up with some wonderful plan for two-way traffic with clearways and an extra bike lane and wider footpaths and a whole lot of stuff, which went out to consultation, and we sort of really aren't quite sure who got consulted because so many people are scratching their head saying, how come we didn't know about this? But, yeah, someone in council has decided that, there's an agenda, they want to do something and they want to revitalise, and I really love that word, or I think I love to hate that word at the moment. I just don't get it. it's been talked about for like 12 or 14 years to do something in Hutt Street. Nothing's ever happened until we've suddenly decided to do it now. Whether there's politics involved or not, I don't know. Unfortunately, the Lord Mayor is away overseas. She's been written to by me, by state and federal politicians, and we know that she's been in Hutt Street and she shops down there. And she's actually said, you know, if this whole change is going to stuff things around, then don't change it. But she's only one voice in council, but there seems to be a group within council that, okay, for whatever reason, they've decided they know better than everybody else, and it's all going to happen. Well, maybe it's all going to happen.
Well, Alan, stay on the line. We've got the local state member, Lucy Hood, on the line now.
Excellent.
Lucy Hood and Steve Georgianis, the federal member for Adelaide, they've written a letter to the Lord Mayor, which we've got a copy of here. Lucy, thanks for joining us. One point you make in this letter is, at a time when businesses are saying what we really need is customers, this is apparently the preferred option is going to reduce the number of on-street parking spaces from 132 to 72, which is a 45% decrease.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Pembo. And morning to Alan. He's an absolute legend, and so is Hutt Street Photos. So over the past probably 12 months, I've been speaking to traders, to local residents, to customers, and increasingly there's a lot of concern in regards to what is emerging as the kind of preferred option for the street, which is what we call option D, which, as you said, would reduce car parks from 132 down to 72. And so I've been working with the local community on, you know, how can we actually, you know, reach a compromise where you can have better protected amenity for cyclists, but protect accessible car parking for the traders, which literally are at the heart of why Hutt Street is such a village. I myself lived on the street briefly when I was younger, and it's incredible street, independent retailers who just give everything. And so really we're just asking the council to consider a compromise option where you can have better and safer cycling facilities, but keep as many car parks as possible for our local traders.
Lucy, I'm just reading the City Council's website a bit on the Hutt Street revitalisation, in which they have a segment called Listening to Our Community. And it reads, we've had a strong response with high levels of participation across our survey and face-to-face sessions, including drop-ins and community events along Hutt Street. This level of engagement highlights just how much the community cares about the future of this precinct. Was that consultation a sham? Because how can that be true and also your door knocking and meeting people have such a different view on how the whole process was conducted?
That's such a good point, Will. I've never seen kind of a consultation occur and have an outcome be proposed. But then when you literally walk down Hutt Street, you can't go 2 metres without somebody stopping you and talking about this issue and talking about their concerns. I think one of the challenges with the consultation is all the options they put up, they actually only talked about the number of car parks being retained, not the number of car parks that were being lost. So a lot of the feedback we received from the community is that they didn't actually quite understand the practical implications of each option. And so there are 5 options as well. And that's, you know, that's a lot of options for a community to kind of get their heads around and actually understand what the implications of those are, what the positives are, what the negatives. And so when you actually do look at all of those options, there is a 5th option, what they call option E. And what it can provide is a protected bike lane, but if you were actually to change it to retaining the 60-degree car parking that currently exists on the street, it means you can actually reach a compromise where you can have a protected bike lane for cyclists, but you can try and retain as much car parking as possible for the local community. Look, I don't think they should be mutually exclusive. Like, I think we can have improved cycling infrastructure, and it's something I'm passionate about. I invested a significant amount of funds for improving footpaths and cycling in the lead up to Hutt Street. But at the same time, our traders are at the heart of what makes Hutt Street so special, and we need to maintain that accessibility for locals and visitors and their customers. And so I believe we can reach a compromise, and hence why Steve Georgianis and I wrote to the Lord Mayor. We've CC'd in all the councillors, and we've had some good engagement from councillors such as Mary Kouros, Mark Sheeventrit. I also received an email back from Eleanor Freeman yesterday saying, yes, that she's aligned with the idea of a compromise option. So this is about making sure that council are listening to the community.
The other thing, though, isn't there a cost of living factor to this? I mean, the council spent the last 2 years telling all its ratepayers that it basically doesn't have any money. It's teetering on bankruptcy. Post-COVID, it needs to put up rates. How have they got the money to do this?
I think the Hutt Street upgrade is amongst maybe 4 or 5 upgrades that they're doing around the CBD. So, look, council budgets are a matter for council, but the project does include $7 million from the federal government as well. And that's probably one of the other things, an issue that's emerged during this debate is this idea that, well, if we don't do this option D, that they'll potentially put the federal funding at risk. But again, Steve Georgianis and I, we've gone to the federal minister, we've clarified that all these grants have a negotiation between local government, between the federal government. So that is not an issue here. I think what the issue is that they just need to listen to the community and find a compromise where we can deliver improved cycling infrastructure but maintain that accessible parking for our incredible traders in the street.
Lucy Hood, the member for Adelaide, and Alan Logue from Hutt Street Photos, thanks for that. I'll tell you what, doesn't it just tell you everything that's wrong with this damn country, that the council sort of sense of panic would look, we've been promised some money, so we'd better spend it on something. It's like, but yet again, aren't we seeing, as we've seen at Glenelg, as we're probably going to see at Campbelltown with their $61 million Taj Mahal new civic centre, people are ill-equipped to make decisions of such scale involving so much money. Like, they're just not up to it. They are not up to it. It's extraordinary. And, I mean, maybe the Lord Mayor can ask the people of Rio what they think about Hutt Street while she's out there taking the pulse of the people.
Well, I'm interested to know where the people were that said this option was good.
I think they're in Ipanema.
Yeah. Must be, because they're certainly not in Hutt Street.
Tall and tanned.
Let's check traffic. Get an outfit that will stop traffic at a great price with Peter Shearer Menswear.
Morning there. A few passing showers. Take it easy on the drive in. And with that, got some localised flooding at Regency Park, South Road near Tominga Street. Getting busy already this morning, probably due to that weather too at Flinders Park, Holbrooks Road near Grange Road, and sluggish South Road at Karata Park just near Anzac Highway. Busy Brighton Road, Brighton, with a camera Lewis Street at Brighton as well. Adelaide Spring, not as warm as you would have hoped. Make a beeline for Bali with AirAsia. Fly direct from just $224. Book at airasia.com. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The most frustrating thing about having your car repaired after a collision can be the wait. Sometimes months. At Premier Panel Services, the wait is one thing you won't have to worry about. We've expanded our workshop and our highly skilled team. It means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, Premier Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for Premier Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
A new battery rebate is here, and it's a game changer. The Cheaper Home Batteries program with NRG Solar makes smart storage more affordable than ever. Eligible homes and small businesses can save thousands, and households could slash power bills by up to 90% with a solar and battery combo. NRG Solar will guide you through and lock in the rebate before the masses catch on. Head to nrgsolar.com.au or call 1300 858 160. Don't wait. The smart move is to act now.
Now it's that time of year again, Christmas party season. The holidays are going to be upon us soon. The weather's warming up and the calendar is piling up with work drinks, end-of-year celebrations and festive catch-ups with family and friends.
With so many events on the horizon, there's one important question to ask yourself. What are you going to wear? It's time to go and see the team at Peter Shearer Menswear. A well-put-together outfit is a gift that keeps on giving, and the team at Peter Shearer have been fitting men with confidence for over 50 years.
We love Peter Shearer. Great range, great service, a great range of suits, sport coats and casual wear. Peter Shearer will always have you looking your best, and this Christmas, don't just show up in style with Peter Shearer Menswear.
Summer's on the way. Beat the rush and organise your Walco pool blanket now.
Keep your pool clean, warm and reduce evaporation. Uncover the savings with a Walco pool blanket. Visit walco.com.au.
50 scorching summers. 50 freezing winters. And only one Morford Air helped us through it all. Adelaide's own homegrown family air conditioning company, Morford Air, has kept South Australians cool and warm for over 50 years. That's half a century of comfort. So when it's too hot or cold to bear, reach for the Morford Air. morfordair.com.au.
Morford Air. Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
What will the Reserve Bank determine when they announce the result of their meeting this afternoon? We'll get Sally Tyndall's insights from CanStar in just a moment. And also, we're going to put someone else in the running to win in our Melbourne Cup Sweep tickets to the Christmas pageant this Saturday morning, the National Pharmacies Christmas pageant, the 4 VIP grandstand tickets. The other thing we want you to do today is tune in to our 5AA Interactive Lounge. In fact, tomorrow afternoon with Leith Forest and representatives from Little Allied Health. Tomorrow afternoon, Leith Forest, Little Allied Health. Dave in South Brighton is on the line. Dave, what's a reunion you'd like to see?
Well, after a recent newspaper article, I'd love to see Jane Riley back on the breakfast show. She may not want to get up early every morning, but always had a great voice.
I think that's the problem there, Dave. I think Jade's had her days getting up at the early hours.
Dave, you get Valiant King, number 24.
Valiant King.
That's going to be great, the Jane and Eddie show.
Completely.
Yeah, it had a great, the piece that went up on the tyres, everyone was saying, yeah, bring Jane back.
Just one of the best people you could ever work with, Jane Riley. One of the nicest human beings on planet Earth.
Absolutely.
All right, let's talk about interest rates. Are they going to be nice today or not? Sally Tyndall from CanStar joins us. Sally, good morning to you. So we've got
good morning.
What would appear to be competing inputs that the RBA has to balance. Unemployment looking up, inflation up at the same time. That's not a great recipe. They've got one lever to pull. Are they going to pull it, do you think?
They are not going to pull it. I feel pretty confident of that. You can never say with 100% accuracy, but I feel like it would be a complete shock if they actually pulled it either way at 2:30 p.m. today, Eastern Standard Time. It's, it is competing priorities, as you said, unemployment at 4.5%, but we've only seen it shoot up just recently, and the RBA doesn't really jump at just one figure. In fact, Governor Bullock confirmed that just the other day when she was doing a speech. But inflation, one would argue that that's just one figure. It was a wobbly set of quarterly inflation. But in that quarterly figure, we've got 3 months of monthly inflation reads. All 3 were not going according to plan. Inflation is now out of the target band in trimmed mean inflation, which takes out all the volatile items because electricity is really causing havoc because of the rebates in that data set. Even when you take out the volatile items, trimmed mean inflation in an annual rate is sitting at 3%. That's at the very top of the RBA's target band. It is not where they need it to be. They need it to be 2.5%. And that seems like I'm splitting hairs here, but it's not. It's really important for the RBA to get it back down to that 2.5 figure in a sustainable manner. We are not there yet. In fact, I'd say there's a decent road still to go.
It feels like it's the vibe has changed from a couple of months ago, hasn't it, Sally? Because I'm not as across this as my co-host Will, who's the economics guy here, but from my limited reading of it, it felt a little while ago that all the talk was about we're entering a rate cutting cycle, and that the cuts that we'd seen were sort of the first of hopefully a number of cuts. Does it feel to you now that the whole vibe has changed and we're not really talking about being in a rate cutting cycle anymore?
Absolutely. I think that's a great way to put it. The whole vibe's changed, and it's changed so quickly. So that gives you a really good understanding of how data dependent the RBA is. They say it time and time again. But it does feel like we're swinging one way and swinging another. That's because the data is moving around and not as the RBA is hoping or expecting it to. I do think, look, we've had 3 rate cuts. So, yes, we can call that a cycle. It's a short run downhill. It's not, it's only 3 cuts compared to the 13 rate hikes we had, 4 of which were doubles, mind you. But I think we've always misjudged the bottom of the cycle, looking at what we know now. We've got CBA saying, their economic team saying, no more cuts to come in this cycle. We've got Westpac saying 2, NAB 1, ANZ 1. So that gives you a really good indication of just where we might land with the cash rate and mortgage rates, which could be for borrowers that your mortgage rate isn't moving anywhere unless you push it downhill or uphill, but let's push it downhill.
You make the case well for why we'll likely see rates on hold today, Sally, but could we just play out a scenario here? Let's imagine that those data points on unemployment and inflation, we get another one or another couple into the early part of next year. What do you imagine the RBA would do if inflation continues to be on the march and unemployment continues to rise? Or is that oversimplifying it and they'll get to the point where they're going to have to ask the fiscal arm of the equation, the policy side, the government to actually step in and start doing some of the heavy lifting?
Yeah, at times the RBA has to ask the government to step in, or the government willingly steps in. Like, at the beginning of COVID, the government was everywhere because the RBA could only do one thing. As you said before, they can only move the cash rate lever up and down. By and large, there's a few other things they can do, but that's their primary lever. Now, with the competing priorities of rising unemployment and inflation that won't get back down to its target point, look, it's difficult for the RBA because rising unemployment means that they would naturally cut the cash rate, stimulate the economy, keep people in jobs. Increasing inflation means they would hike the cash rate to stop us from spending and adding pressure onto prices and demand, things like that. So with these competing priorities, they might end up in a rock and a hard place and have to look for other ways to stimulate the economy to create jobs. But the alternative is that if unemployment then gets back into its box, and sits, doesn't spike basically, and inflation continues to act or behave not according to plan, we could then see cash rate hikes. We could go back to cash rate hikes, but we are not there yet. The RBA is not hiking the cash rate until it gives us significant notice, and they'll want significant amounts of data on their side before they start doing something like that.
Great analysis, as always, Sally. Sally Tyndall, CanStar Data
It's great to chat with Sally, isn't she? She's terrific.
You know what annoys me? Getting tut-tuts from government and the RBA about how much money private individuals and families and households are spending, coming off the back of a conversation we've just had about how the Adelaide City Council wants to spend $29 million to cut parking.
It's all part of it.
Because they've got money from the feds and they're worried that if they don't spend it, they might lose it. $60 million to get rid of parking spaces and put in some Mondo grass on Jetty Road. Like, that's what profligacy looks like. Not taking your kids to a birthday party at the Stepney ICA or, buying a new shirt. The real heavy lifting when it comes to buggering up the economy is done by governments in this country.
Completely. No, the RBA's even alluded to that various points over the last year. It's state and federal level, and maybe they should reserve a comment in future for the local government as well. 5AA News Time, we're going to talk federal government and perhaps maybe even more about their opposition, because Phil Curry's going to join us from Canberra next.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
A shower or two and 17 today with the 7:30 news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
Physio Extra for Locomat robotic technology treating stroke, cerebral palsy, brain and spinal cord injuries. Visit physioextra.com.
There's been a multi-vehicle smash at Ferryden Park. Senior Constable Matt Brown says it happened late last night.
Police and emergency services were called to Days Road after reports that a Toyota four-wheel drive had crashed into 2 parked cars and a parked truck.
The driver, a 47-year-old Mansfield Park woman, suffered minor injuries. Charges will be laid pending the results of a blood sample. Experts are predicting a hold on interest rates today. A cut was all but eliminated when the Consumer Price Index rose to 3.2% in September. But senior economist Tim Reardon says competition in the housing market has driven the decision.
Last week's CPI figures were really quite a surprise, particularly the increase in the cost of housing. That is a factor we've been anticipating coming through, but not this soon. Given those elevated CPI figures, it's very unlikely that we will see a rate cut this year or in the first few months of next year.
A major rescue operation is underway in Italy after an ancient tower partially collapsed while being renovated. Jessica Millwood reports.
Emergency service workers are on the scene of a partial medieval tower collapse in Rome. The Torre de Conte has been closed to the public for decades, but had been undergoing restoration works. One worker is critical, another is trapped in the rubble, but authorities say there are signs of life. The tower dates back to the 13th century.
Monato's newest resident is on his way. Putra Mas, a bull elephant, is en route from WA, the last of 5 elephants to relocate to SA. Perth Zoo's Danielle Henry has an ETA for their precious cargo.
So we're hoping to roll into Monato hopefully around about lunchtime on Wednesday, but he's absolutely travelling in comfort. So he's got a custom-built crate. He's got all his favourite snacks on board.
And Metallica have flown into town ahead of tomorrow night's concert at Adelaide Oval. They arrived on a private jet last night. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
And he's got his black T-shirt on ready for Metallica. It's Tom Wren.
Yes, exactly right. Enter Sandman. That's the one, isn't it? I think. Anyway, let's start with some racing now. Australia's most famous horse race is just hours away, and the betting market is starting to take shape. Jordan Tunbridge reports.
Al Riffa has surged to favouritism for the Melbourne Cup after a flood of money, including a $500,000 bet. The international raider this morning overtaking Caulfield Cup winner Half Yours as the most popular horse with punters. Half Yours, the only Australian-bred horse in the race that stops the nation, will be ridden by Jamie Mellum. She's one of 3 female jockeys in the field and will compete against her husband Ben Mellum, who's aboard Smoke and Romans. Leading trainer Chris Waller has 5 runners among the field of 24, including Cox Plate runner-up Buckaroo. It's set to be a wet day at Flemington as rain continues to fall, with the track rated a soft 7.
Well, Wallabies legend is calling on coach Joe Schmidt to break the shackles in this weekend's test match against Italy. Australia's attack failed to fire in a 25-7 point loss to England. Tim Horan says they need to try something different.
They can't create any width in their game at the moment. They're playing and attacking really narrow, and that's not suiting someone like Joseph Suaalii or Max Jorgensen.
One game in the English Premier League this morning. It's Everton currently leading Sunderland 1-0 as the second half gets ready to resume. The Sydney Kings have upset Melbourne United in the NBL on the road overnight, winning 95-92. And Stan Wawrinka's still winning on the ATP Tennis Tour at the age of 40. He's defeated Botic van der Zandschulp in the first round of the Hellenic Championship that's being played in Athens. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Get some support at home with ACH Group, because a little help can be a big help.
Your shower passing through, take it easy on Damp Road. Got a smash to look out for Regency Park today. It's on the north-south motorway near the Regency Road overpass. Pretty busy at the moment, South Road near Tominga Street. That's due to localised flooding. And we're slowing up for work South Road at Karata Park just near Anzac Highway. Camera this morning, Marion Road, Marion. Thinking of kickstarting your summer fitness goals? There's no better time to join Anytime Fitness. Sign up this November and train for free until 2026. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA weather.
Staycation for a vacation? Stay with CMAX. Visit cmax.com.au to sign up today.
Looking for a top of 17 today with a shower or 2, partly cloudy tomorrow 20, then Thursday a shower or 2 up to 26, 24 with a shower or 2 Friday. Right now it's 12 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Australians deserve a stronger pharmaceutical benefits scheme, one that is faster, fairer and fit for the future. Did you know it has been 30 years since the PBS was reviewed? In that time, science and medicines have made significant advancements, but our process for getting Australians access to these advancements is letting us down. If you would like to do your part to help all Australians waiting to access critical medicines, simply visit strongerpbs.com.au today.
Renovating your bathroom, kitchen or laundry is exciting,
It's the bit after that's annoying. Cleaning and scrubbing mould out of grout. Well, if you choose Mr. Wet Wall now instead of tiles, you'll have a lot less to do later. With Mr. Wet Wall, there's no grout, just a stunning, smooth surface that's stylish and 100% waterproof. It's quicker to install, so it costs less, and there's zero mess. So why wouldn't you Mr. Wet Wall? MrWetWall.com.
Still thinking about a sea change? Think Oakford Homes in Counter Bay. New stage released and selling fast. A variety of block sizes available in a friendly community with brand new low maintenance homes plus the beach close by. Affordable packages, no surprises. Move in now or invest for the future. Fixed price turnkey packages, flat land ready to build. Don't miss out. New stage now released. Visit our display village at Encounter Bay. Oakford Homes, a statement of quality. oakfordhomes.com.au.
Ray White, big name in real estate, but also the biggest name in business broking. What makes us big? Our people, like Brett Buckley and his team. MBA, lecturer, and multi-time SA Business Broker of the Year. Brett doesn't just read a P&L, he feels it. If you're selling or expanding your business, Brett can take your business apart and find you more money. And we're not talking small change. Go on, touch base with Brett. Search Ray White Business Sales SA.
Breaking news. Chai latte and a chocolate donut is good for you. Maybe not when it comes to calories, but it is good for the soul. Cafe Hoppability in Fullerton is operated by Holistic Care SA and provides meaningful and rewarding jobs for keen workers who live with disability. And because you're doing a generous deed, you can grab a second donut guilt-free. Next lunch break, do something that's good for you and others. Cafe Hoppability Fullerton, just up from the roundabout.
If I say the word sport, are you thinking ball or bet?
Favourites and some great odds for you to get.
If gambling's never far from your thoughts, or you're often looking forward to your next bet, you could be showing the early signs of gambling harm. But if you spot the harm, you can stop the harm. Visit gamblingharmsupport.sa.gov.au. A message from the Government of South Australia.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
20 minutes to 8, inspired by the potential Fleetwood Mac reunion. We're asking you about reunions you'd like to see. We've got entries from all walks of life, from entertainment, music to TV, film, comedy, radio, politics. We'll be talking with Phil Curry shortly about will there be a reunion between the Nats and the Libs today with their party room meeting, the joint party room meeting. Neil in Ord Noarlunga is on the line first. Though, morning to you, Neil.
How you going, fellas?
Good, thank you, Neil.
My group is ELO.
Oh, yeah. That would be terrific to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jeff Lynn, you get Land Legend. Neil, there you go.
What was the name of the horse?
Land Legend.
Land Legend. All right, Neil, ELO for your reunion. Well, that cut off really quickly, didn't it? That went brilliantly. Let's hope the Coalition's party room meeting goes better than that, Phil Curry from the Fin Review, and good morning to you.
Morning, fellas. How are you?
We're good, thank you, Phil. They seem to be having a meeting every day, the Nats, the Libs and the Nats together. The Nats, they had their big breakup one Sunday afternoon. I thought, what a way to spend your life, flying to bloody Canberra, go to a meeting on a Sunday afternoon.
Oh, imagine having to come in on the day off from work. It was 30 degrees.
Oh, mate, you should have been in your boat.
Well, I should have, but I was in Parliament watching this.
Phil, right.
My tip for the cup today is absurd. I think because it reflects this joint. There you go.
Oh yeah, no.
Before you get in and ask, yeah.
Write that down. So Phil, what do you think is going to happen? And how much trouble is Susan Lee in? Who's the guy? Is it Houston's going to knock her off? Is that the plan?
No, Angus Taylor.
Taylor. I was saying Houston.
He was a former Army general.
That would actually be a military coup if Angus Houston knocked her off. Things aren't quite that bad.
Not quite there yet. So this is the lie of the land, right? So the Nationals and the Liberal Party are meant to be in a coalition and come to policy positions together, but the Nationals don't really care about the Liberals. They're just interested in their own survival. So they announced their position on Sunday, which is to completely abandon net zero and have this sort of fallback position where you don't, you'd work at about half the speed we're working at to reduce emissions. And the trouble with that is that, that'll work really well in a lot of outer suburban and rural seats, but it's not going to go down real well in the city seats where the Liberals have been wiped out from. And unless they can win a lot of those seats back, they'll never be in government again. And so, what suits the Nats doesn't suit the Liberals. So rather than sort of work together and come up with a position that everyone can live with, they've just went off and done their own thing. So that's put a whole bunch of pressure on the Liberal Party, and all the conservative Liberals, the right wingers, they said, we want to do what the Nats are going to do, and all the moderates who actually want to win government say, well, that's too extreme, we've got to find a balance. So what it did is it split the Liberal Party, right? And then the Liberal Party split right down the middle, and of course Susan Lee's leadership's a very 50-50 proposition because she only won by a vote or two. And so yesterday, they all started beating their chest and saying if Susan Lee doesn't follow the Nationals, then she's cooked as well. So now she's in a position of having the support, being leader by virtue of being supported by the moderates in the Liberal Party, having to abandon net zero if she wants to save her leadership. So it's all really ugly. There's a party room meeting starts in about an hour and a half. There may or may not be an announcement out of that on the new policy position, but either way, they've got to get this done pretty quick, and that's the sort of state of play.
What's Susan Lee like, Phil? I've never met her. She looks like a bit of a rabbit in the headlights at the moment, doesn't
look, she sort of does, but she's as tough underneath. She's as tough as bags, right? She's, this is as a young woman, she worked in a shearing shed in Queensland. She's been a wrangler on stations and driven a combi van around Australia, slept on the side of the road with a loaded gun. She's pretty tough, but outwardly when she speaks, it sounds like she's reading a kid's book. So she's not, and she's been around a long time. She came into Parliament in 2001, the same time as Peter Dutton. So she's not an idiot by any means, and she's and her own colleagues say she's fairly shrewd. But when people just want to get rid of you or they're looking for an excuse to get rid of you, it becomes very hard. And but leadership is very, very difficult. And we saw last week, for example, she sort of went out on Albanese's T-shirt, and that comment she made about Albanese wearing the Joy Division T-shirt. And most people thought, well, that's not really what a leader should do. If you want to throw a rock or throw a bomb, you get a bomb thrower to do it, a backbencher or someone. You don't do that. And that was seen as a sign that she's starting to feel the pressure on her leadership because the polls are just terrible. Like that news poll yesterday with the Liberal Party vote or the coalition vote down to 24% because everyone from the right is jumping off to One Nation at the moment. So she's under a lot of pressure, and it's hard to cope with that pressure. And if your MPs aren't going to support you, I mean, one of the reasons their vote is falling is because they're having these fights. Right, it's not really her fault, but you have the fights. They get the disloyalty thing going, the vote falls, and then they blame the leader. It's that sort of that death spiral that these parties get themselves into. So. I wouldn't write her off yet. I think she'll probably sort of get through this in some shape or form, but it all gets very sort of tenuous going forward.
So, Phil, just back on net zero for a moment. Just setting aside momentarily the willingness of either party of this to negotiate a position, I'm unclear about whether there is the sort of middle ground Goldilocks porridge bowl version of this that'll actually make sense anyway. Can you have half not zero? Is there a version of not supporting not zero that's palatable to metropolitan Australia?
Well, if you explain to most people what net zero is, most people don't even know what it is, right? What it means is that by the year 2050, we don't emit zero emissions. We have to, whatever emissions we are still emitting by then have to be fully offset. So the net emission is zero. Now, most people agree it's absolutely impossible to get to, right? Labor sort of legislated this target to get there, and that's why we have these sort of 5-year targets to try and get there. But it's, by the time you get to 2040, you're going to need huge gouts of green hydrogen and quote, technology yet to be developed. So it's
green hydrogen is technology yet to be developed.
That's it. Well, the technology's there, you just can't afford it, right? It's just not commercial. So it's, as we stand or sit here, it's highly unlikely you're going to make it anyway, right? And the argument against it is if you pursue it at all costs, you're going to break the place, right? You're going to just bankrupt the place. So that's the argument against it. And there's a lot can be made about that. And so I guess what the Liberal Party was sort of leaning towards this, when Susan Lee became leader, said we're no longer going to pursue net zero at any cost, right? So they were going to qualify it. And I think that's where you find the middle ground. You say, look, it's a worthy goal, but we're not going to get there. We're not going to, we're not going to kill ourselves to get there if it drives up prices and puts people out of work and shuts down industries. It's going to have a focus on energy prices and stuff. And you can come up with a position on that. You can sort of qualify your support for it. And it doesn't make you look like a climate denier or anything like that. I think but the trouble is, because the Nats have just sort of raced off and just abandoned it altogether and, said net nothing and these sorts of things. And because of their track record on this politically, it looks like climate denial even if it isn't, right? And this is where you get into trouble because a lot of people still care about climate change, even if they may not be, rusted onto,
So in sum, Phil, the coalition's being torn apart because they can't agree about a policy position on a policy the Labor government ostensibly has adopted but accepts they're never going to achieve anyway. That's the sum of it?
Labor would never say that.
No, but everyone knows that.
Yeah, everyone knows that. But and I suspect at some stage, Labor's going to have to sort of pare back. If you look at a couple of months ago when Labor announced its our target for 2035. We've got the 2030 target, and then they announced the 2035 target, and they didn't want to own it, right? Because they said, the Climate Change Authority said, to get there, you're going to have 92% renewables, and 50% of new car sales are going to have to be electric, and quite pointedly, Chris Bowen and Anthony Albanese said, well, that's not our policy. We're just setting the target. So they're wary too that the politics of this is getting more difficult. The low-hanging fruit's been plucked. But if you compare it to the 2030 target, they own the 82% renewable energy target and all these other levers to get there, but they don't want to own the levers to get to 2035. So the politics is changing, but there is a way for the coalition to sort of come up with a politically palpable sort of alternative, but they're sort of blowing themselves up at the moment. And I don't know why, because there's no rush. Like the election's like a million years away, and they may not win that one anyhow. So it's all an unholy mess. And
they seem to have just
most people don't understand any of it.
Oh, it makes my head spin, Phil. Why don't the Libs just target Labor over its economic performance?
Well, that's what they're trying to do, right? Last week we had, the inflation numbers were terrible. The Reserve Bank is meeting today. There's going to be no interest rate cut. You can, put all your house on the Melbourne Cup on that. It's the economy's not slowing. It's starting to speed up again. A lot of it, not all of it, is due to this government just can't stop spending money, as well as the states. There's a lot there to work with, but here we go again, like a dog returning to its vomit. I was triggered on Sunday. I was just
30 degrees.
Well, Scott
Go
Morrison.
bloody Canberra.
4 years ago, Scott Morrison sort of, succeeded in getting the coalition, including the Nationals, sort of pointed towards a clean energy future. Even if they weren't as committed as Labor, but we've had both major parties sort of pointed in the same direction for 4 years now, and then suddenly. The whole thing got blown up on Sunday, and we're back to the climate wars again. And it doesn't. And you got to make the point, David. It's important that even if you do what the Nationals did, it's not apparent how that's going to reduce power prices. Right? There's no actual magic fix anymore. We're so far down this track. And one of the reasons we are in such a mess is because for the last 20 years, Tony Abbott and co kept blowing up any consensus on climate policy. So no one invested in new forms of power because no one knew what the policy was. So we're now in this mad scramble mess trying to play catch up, and that's why everything's so expensive and dysfunctional. And so everyone's to blame for where we are, and I don't think there is an easy sort of exit dismount for this. I really don't.
Well, good on you, Phil, and hopefully you don't have too many of your Sunday afternoon stuffed up having to go into Parliament House. Phil Curry, the political editor of the Australian Financial Review. Thank you, mate.
All right, let's check traffic. Get an outfit that will stop traffic at a great price with Peter Shearer Menswear.
Regency Park, a crash, the north-south motorway near the Regency Road underpass. Quite big delays heading outbound through there. Works to look out for at Prospect, Regency Road near William Street, slow going Marion Road at Anzac Highway, and getting busy at the Porter Expressway, Port Adelaide this morning. Cameras Lewis Street, Brighton, and Sheoak Road at Balea. If you're a four-wheel drive enthusiast, Petter's Suspension and Brakes offer a wide range of products that can help make your next trip the best ever. Petter's, the 4x4 undercar experts. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Don't just get a forklift, get a Toyota forklift.
Right now, Toyota Material Handling is having a clear out of 2024 and 25 plated forklifts. Score great deals across a selected range of new Toyota forklifts, counterbalance and reach forklifts, walkie stackers and more. So if it's 24 or 25 plated, get a great Toyota forklift deal. For more, visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
T's and C's apply. Offer ends December 31.
Hi, Daniel Talia here, General Manager of Home. That's HAUME. Put simply, we buy homes. If you've received a letter from us in your mailbox, don't throw it away. You may be throwing away a golden opportunity to sell your home at market value. With zero effort, advertising fees or commissions, you'll save thousands of dollars. If you've received a letter from us, it means we're serious about buying your home. For more info, visit home.com.au. That's HAUME.com.au.
Is it the best Beechwood home ever made? Possibly, but there's always more to come from Beechwood. Introducing the Caliente, now open for viewing. The Caliente is a multi-level masterpiece of design, innovation and style. Taking inspiration from Palm Springs and California, it's definitely a conversation starter. The team at Beechwood can't wait for you to see it at 10 Simon Crescent, Craigburn Farm. Open Saturdays and Sundays, 1 to 4:30pm. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
What's on your bucket list? Cruising around the world? Doing a hot lap around Bathurst? Learning how to play drums? Before you plan a bucket list, plan your will with Donlan Lawyers. A will, power of attorney and advanced care directive speak for you when you can't. It means you and your loved ones will be taken care of. Visit donlanlawyers.com. Put it on your bucket list. Hindmarsh Square, Adelaide and Ocean Street, Victor Harbour.
Some swear jars collect coins, but at Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, their swear jar collects promises.
I'm Laura. I swear to help bring your thoughts and design ideas to life, just how you envisioned them, or better.
Hi, I'm Rick the plumber. I swear to always be on time and clean up after myself.
Hi, I'm Renette, a designer. I swear to listen to your ideas and help create a functional space for you.
For a team that swears to deliver on quality and service, see Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, Adelaide's home renovation experts.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
In the criminal justice system, all defendants are innocent until proven guilty, either by confession, plea bargain, or trial by jury. This is one of those trials.
Yeah, special Melbourne Cup Day jury this morning. We want to get to the truth about how 5AA Breakfast listeners decide who to back on Melbourne Cup Day. Is it science or superstition? Do you use the form guide or do you bet on favourite colours? Is it numbers that are important to you?
Kids' birthdays,
is
wife's
something
birthday.
in the name? Yeah, that's right. Birthdays.
Husband's birthday.
Whatever it might well be. Is it science or superstition for you? Here's the bonus this morning. If you call in as part of the jury, you get a horse in our sweep, which means you've got a chance to win 4 tickets to the Christmas pageant this Saturday morning. So get calling now, 8223 0055, science or superstition.
I'm just going through the remaining horses. There's quite a lot. There's a few left here, and there's a few goodies as well. So, we need. We're still going to get some more entries later, but we should have enough to cover the jurors here, I think. So hop to it.
Yeah, I don't think we can possibly have too many, thus, because we've still got a stack of horses left. And for those that we don't give away now, of course, you still got a chance to call in and nominate a reunion you'd like to see and put yourself in the running. But let's get some. Now, juror number 1, are you science or superstition when it comes to backing a Melbourne Cup winner?
Superstition. If I like the name or like the colours or like the smile on the horse, that's mine.
The smile on the horse.
I like that, juror number 1.
I know, Stacey. Number 8, Stacey. Sorry, I should call you juror number 1, Stacey. Not allowed to identify jurors. Maydan, number 8.
All right, let's go to juror number 2. Science or superstition?
Look, mate, I tell you, it's very much science. If they've got 4 legs, a head and a tail, they've got a big chance.
Well, hopefully that's the case with number 4, Vauban, juror number 2.
There you go. Juror number 3, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
With mine, it is, because I do a lot of craft, I look at the design of it. So yesterday I picked the one with the horseshoe and the one with the blue colour, and it's now being backed. And that's the Royal, it's got the outside lane. I've forgotten what it is.
That's all right. We'll give you another one to back either way.
Your second horse, Juror number 3, number 10, Flatten the Curve.
All right. Juror number 4, Science or Superstition?
Superstition. Yeah, I like the colours of the jockey's silks, and I go for female jockeys too.
Yeah.
Well,
there's a lot.
There's a big local hope on that front too.
Certainly is. Juror number 4, you have number 19, Athabaskan.
All right, thank you, Juror number 4. Juror number 5, Science or Superstition?
Actually, I'm a numbers person. My favourite numbers are 3 and 13, and there is a horse today that is starting from whatever the barrier is, which is 3, and it's number 13.
Oh,
So,
well,
yeah.
Juror number 5, you're going to be pretty happy with this, because in the sweep you have number 13, Changing of the Guard.
Oh, wow.
What about that?
Well, Juror number 5, if that comes up, Superstition wins the day, I think, because that was meant to be. We'll take a couple more. Juror number 6, good morning.
Good morning, it's Ray here. Yeah, I'm Superstition. I just take the jockeys, the trainers and the barriers.
Well, that's good, Ray. You've got number 16, One Smooth Operator.
I'll tell you what, there's a bit of self-awareness among the gambling and gamble responsibly audience that there isn't much science to this. Juror number 7, good morning.
Good morning, boys. Now, I go for just common sense, really. Today, for example, I had two horses I was going to back, but one of them was called Itchy Bum, but unfortunately that's been scratched today. And the other one I was going to have a crack at was the Snotty Nose, but it's not running today, unfortunately. So any horse you can help me with, it'd be much appreciated. Thanks very much.
Juror number 7. That's excellent.
That was terrific. Juror number 7 gets Parchment Party, number 18.
All right. Juror number 8, good morning.
It's definitely Science. I have conducted an experiment year on year with the same results. I never get the winner.
Thank you, Juror number 8.
He's been doing his own research. Number 22, Royal Supremacy. On your number 22. On you, Dave. Juror
number 8. Well, that's probably a poignant reminder of what Rob says on the Police Home Care text line. Never put David in charge of witness protection.
Have you been injured in a car accident? You might be entitled to compensation, and Anderson's solicitors can help you find out. Compensation can cover things like medical costs, pain and suffering, lost income, even help around the home and garden. Don't rush to accept an insurer's settlement without first getting the right advice, or you could be missing out. And with Anderson's, your first interview is free, so you've got nothing to lose. Anderson's Solicitors. Help when you need it.
The latest local, national and international news for South Australia. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
A shower or two and 17 today with the 8 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
Hands you can trust and state-of-the-art facilities. Physio Extra, tailoring care for you. physioextra.com.
Early signs suggest the Reserve Bank will keep interest rates on hold today. Toby Goff has more.
Economists say the uptick in household spending, together with signs of stronger inflation, has forced the RBA to pause and reassess the cash rate. Many are tipping it to hold at 3.6%, with the statement likely to include upward revision to both the unemployment and inflation rates. This time last year, the cash rate was higher at 4.35%, with the gradual drop providing major relief for borrowers. The official cash rate hasn't moved since it's dropped from 3.85% on the 13th of August, while the last time we saw an increase was November 2023.
A four-wheel drive has slammed into two cars and a truck. It happened on Days Road at Ferryden Park last night. The 47-year-old female driver suffered minor injuries. Charges are yet to be laid. A hatchback has gone up in flames at McDonald Park. It's being treated as arson. Senior Constable Matt Brown says it was reported just before 11:30pm.
The vehicle was missing several panels and identifying features. So our crime scene officers will attend the scene today to try and work out exactly what type of car it is.
It's Melbourne Cup Day, which means a bumper day for pubs and hotels. Morphettville will also be a popular choice for those who can't make it to Flemington. Meantime, experts warn the promotion of Cup Day is masking a growing public health problem. Researchers claim gambling ads continue to bombard Australians despite calls for reform. SA will have a large presence at the Indo-Pacific International Maritime Expo kicking off in Sydney today in the wake of AUKUS. Industry Minister Joe Sokach says it's great exposure.
What we want to do is to get more of our local manufacturers participating in more of these global defence contracts, and massive showcases like this is just one of those opportunities.
Cliff Richard's World Tour rolls into Adelaide tonight. The now 85-year-old selling out his show at the Entertainment Centre. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
He's got his Walkman on and his roller skates ready to go, Tom Wren.
Can't wait. You'll be there tonight,
I
Mel.
will be there.
You're
I will
going to be
there.
Can't wait for the full report. Well, Melbourne Cup winning jockey Robbie Dolan has no concerns about the wet weather at Flemington today. Dolan will ride Royal Supremacy 12 months on from his shock triumph on Knight's Choice. He says his horse will cope well in the soggy conditions.
My horse won't mind it. I think, if anything, it'll slow down a couple of the other horses. It's only just going to be a bit of an inconvenience for the punters and the people on track, but it won't bother me.
The Crows are still holding out hope Chelsea Randall will return to play in Sunday's elimination final against St Kilda, despite now missing 7 consecutive games because of concussion. Randall was initially named to play in last week's clash against Fremantle, but then withdrew the following day after experiencing more symptoms. Well, Marnus Labuschagne has underlined his incredible start to the season, bringing up a 3rd one-day century and his 5th overall so far, after making 101 for Queensland as the Bulls beat New South Wales by 97 runs. To basketball, Melbourne United has suffered its first loss of the NBL season after going down in a thriller, 95-92, against the Sydney Kings. United, though, is still 3 games clear at the top of the ladder with a 9-1 record. Meantime, the Oklahoma City Thunder are the only undefeated team left in the NBA. The reigning champions smashing the New Orleans Pelicans 137-106, with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander top scoring with 30 points. Josh Giddey's Chicago Bulls had their first loss of the season, going down to the New York Knicks despite 23 points, 11 rebounds and 12 Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Get some support at home with ACH Group, because a little help can be a big help.
Regency Park, a smash to look out for. It's on the north-south motorway just near the Regency Road underpass. Quite big delays outbound through there. Mawson Lakes, car v bus causing a few headaches this morning. Elder Smith Road near the drive. Slow going South Road, Edwardstown with the camera Marion Road, Marion. Thinking of kickstarting your summer fitness goals? There's no better time to join Anytime Fitness. Sign up this November and train for free until 2026. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Staycation for a vacation? Stay with CMAX. Visit cmax.com.au to sign up today.
A shower or 2 for you Tuesday, 17. Partly cloudy tomorrow, 20. Thursday, a shower or 2, 26. And Friday, a shower or 2, 24. Right now, it's 13 degrees on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
G'day, Alan Gray here. Speaking mechanic to mechanic, we all know that when you're looking to load up your rig or to do some off-road exploring, the right suspension is crucial. It dictates how much weight you can carry, what you can tow, and how safe and comfortable your ride will be. At Terrain Tamer, our range of GVM upgrades, parabolic springs, smart coils and fortified shock absorbers will get you there and home again without a hitch. To find out more, go to terraintamer.com.
This isn't your average grand final. This is the home of Speedway Showdowns, high-flying Supercross, and the first ever Supercars Grand Final. There's also a family fun zone, roaring air shows, and epic concerts headlined by Lenny Kravitz and AC/DC. This is the BP Adelaide Grand Final, where champions are made. 27 to 30 November. Kids 12 and under free with a paying adult. Buy now at Ticketmaster.
As a South Aussie-based not-for-profit health insurer, Health Partners isn't just your health partner. We're your tooth-checking partner, hammy-stretching partner, chart-squinting partner. We're your bone-mending, script-filling, arch-lifting, giving, salad-suggesting, generous limit-giving, member-supporting, SA-loving partner. So for great value health cover, there's no better partner in health than Health Partners. Health insurance made human.
Today we're learning about Holistic Care SA. That is the name behind the Cafe Hopability, which provides meaningful and rewarding jobs for keen workers who live with a disability. I am with their star barista, Michael. Hey, Michael, you've got a great job.
Thank you, Leith. I really enjoy working there. The food's amazing and the people are great too.
How does the cafe help you?
By being understanding with my disabilities and what I can and cannot do.
Your family must be so proud of you, being able to work independently.
Oh, yeah, they're very proud of me. They are very excited because they hopefully get a discount whenever they come there.
What do I need to come and try?
I would probably say the carrot cake. Yes, I even brought some in for you as well.
Oh, bless. What is your rock star dish?
I would just say the wraps we have. If you want a wrap, we'll make it for you.
Michael, lovely to meet you. Thank you for coming in and thank you for the cake. If you are in or around Kent Town or you need a coffee or catering for your business, do something that's good for you and others. Support Cafe Hopability, Fullerton Road, Kent Town. Thanks to Holistic Care SA, just up from the roundabout.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
And the other one I was going to have a crack at was the snotty nose, but it's not running today.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
There's a bit of love coming through for juror number 7 on the police home care text line.
Oh, superb.
We have a $100 Samtas seafood voucher to give away for a juror. Should we just give it to juror number 7, do you think?
I reckon that is a good idea.
Yeah.
I reckon given we
gave everyone a laugh on this Tuesday morning.
Joe in Evanston texted in saying juror number 7 was priceless. I thought too, like doing a sort of, rolled gold comedy routine on the fly like that, well, sort of, starting the day was superb, beautifully executed.
So juror number 7, you got $100 worth of Samtas seafood coming your way. For the best seafood and best prices, Samtas Seafoods open 7 days, factory direct, Richmond Road at Richmond. Very shortly, we're going to be off to Flemington. Jordan Tunbridge from 3AW over in Melbourne will be joining us to give a proper preview. We've done what I think the jury was illuminating, as it always is. There's not a lot of science behind how people are getting involved. Maybe that's the way. Maybe that's the reason it's so democratic and fun, the Melbourne Cup.
But why is there such a huge industry in form guides? Like the papers rely on them. Do they still produce that magazine called Best Bets?
Most races aren't handicapped, so I guess there's more science to it then, isn't there?
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, they still print it for Melbourne Cup and people buy them.
Yeah, and everyone's got their theories about this one did well at Geelong and this one did well at Moonee Valley. This one did well at Cheltenham. Well, it must have been pretty old if it did well at Cheltenham. That's the sort of horse I'd get in the sweep last round in 1986.
We have 3 more horses to give away. Of course, every single person who calls in with a reunion they'd like to see has been given a horse this morning. And if your horse wins the Melbourne Cup, you win 4 exclusive VIP grandstand tickets to watch the Christmas pageant this Saturday. Come together and experience the magic of Christmas for the National Pharmacy's Christmas pageant, celebrating the official start of the festive season, Saturday, 8th of November.
Well, this might be one of the more unusual breaking at 8s we've ever done because it involves one of us. Now, obviously, with the rise of artificial intelligence, there's a sort of industry by industry debate about what it means. There are some professions, people who work in trades with their hands who, to a large degree, feel relatively secure, although there'd be elements of work, be it plumbing or being an electrician, being a cabinet maker, where AI would play a role. There are some industries, though, where people are genuinely quaking in their boots. Some clerical roles, paralegal work, research, working in libraries, working in academia. One of the industries, though, that is most under threat are the so-called creative industries. We've seen the work that the Australian musician Jack River has done, talking about the rise of AI bands. We've deliberately been using our own AI band on air as a bit of an experiment to look at the capacity that AI has to write songs in a matter of nanoseconds. You can give it a topic like the algal bloom, and it'll spit out some sort of 5 seconds of summer-style pop song about the Corona outbreak. Well, in the world of media, people who use their voices are obviously particularly vulnerable to AI. And it troubles me to say that there's one person who's found himself in the thick of this. Unbeknownst to him, his name is Will Goodings, and he's sitting across from me now. So, Will, this is the real Will, not the AI Will.
This is the original, the OG,
the OG,
the old flesh and blood, old-fashioned version,
original gangster Goodings.
Well, I don't know. I'd be interested in what our listeners think of this, because I do a bit of work doing voice work, and there's a mate of mine who started his own business, does a wonderful job creating corporate videos and doing things for sporting clubs and so forth. He's an expert in this area, and he contacted me the other day to say, mate, you might want to check something out. There's this group we use online that has a sample of artificial intelligence voices, and he said, I've done a lot of work with you, and I reckon what someone's done has uploaded your voice to this and are now selling it as a publicly available voice under the name Jason Jordan, which is as close as I'll ever come to Jordan. But he says, have a listen. This is the sample of the voice. If you go there, this is the Australian voice that they're selling on this overseas company, Jason Jordan, talking about paper.
Folding paper in origami is like painting with paper.
Jason Jordan.
Play it again.
Folding paper in origami is like painting with paper.
I hear your voice 15 hours a week. I reckon the word that really bells the cat there is origami. That sounds like you. That sounds exactly like you. That bit.
You get some of the. Now I can hear it a little bit. I've been interested. Our listeners obviously hear a lot, so I'd be fascinated to know what they think, having heard that little snippet of it. That's what they sell you. If you use it, I reckon there are more gaps in it, but occasionally you can hear something. So I think this is Em and Paddy have put this together.
Good morning, Adelaide. My name is Will Goodings, and I love pandas. I really think they are the cutest, sweetest animals. I wish I could see them every day. I also believe in nationalisation and central economic management. The free market cannot be trusted. I barrack for Port Adelaide and the Los Angeles Lakers. Have a good day.
Now, I admit I wrote that script myself.
Did you? Did you write that?
The longer it goes, you
can hear the weaknesses in it.
There's the weaknesses in it, but there are certain words that sound exactly like you. Now, the sort of policy question I've got around this, though, is if, I mean, and you know, we're under no illusions here. We're not frontline cops. We're not nurses.
No,
we I struggle with the sort of journalistic self-importance that says we are an essential service. Well, the news is essential. Okay, the news is essential, but it's not as essential as some other industries. But you know, setting that caveat aside about journalistic sort of, you know, bombast and self-importance, you are you. Like, your job is presenting and discussing and talking about things and being across the news cycle. How is it that some foreign company, they might be taping us now, can just run a tape over it, stick your voice into some data bank somewhere, and then sell it? Why don't you get a cut?
Well, one of the ways they work is I went to their website and they allow people to upload their voice. I don't. What happens if you upload someone else's voice? I don't know. So we should know what our listeners think.
Folding paper in origami is like painting with paper.
8223 or text us on the police home care text line.
Does this mean we can start taking the odd day off, and I can just come in here with Jason Jordan if you want to, you know, have a sleep in one morning?
I mean, you might be bringing me round on this.
Conversely, is there a function? Can you say, I want someone who sounds a bit like a sort of, you know, dishevelled 50-year-old with bed hair who craps on about Mexican food all the time, and suddenly you get an AI version of me? Throw in the occasional wheeze for good measure.
Don't give management any ideas.
Yeah. Can you set it to like Friday morning post big night at the Metro and Wahing second.
No, AI's not that sophisticated yet to get that level of nuance.
That's right. It's 6:07. Where's my co-host?
A few thoughts going through from our texters. We'll get to those in just a moment on the Police Home Care text line. So Nick says slightly similar, but you can tell the difference because the AI version has a higher pitch. Thank you, Nick.
People say it sounds like you mixed in with your dad.
Yeah, Marge says it sounds more like the GG.
Yeah. Ben Jordan says, I just want to confirm that I'm not related to the fraudster Jason Jordan. Someone here says, Nick in Croydon Park says, you can tell the difference because the AI version has a higher pitch. Scott from Modbury says, no, that's not Will. David, get it to say the panties are a pack of comic pinko doll punches. It is interesting, though. I mentioned that Jack Rivers singer because she was at this AI presentation at UniSA a few weeks ago that I went to and was on the panel at. Jay Weatherall was on it as well, and we were talking about in politics. Can you imagine a scenario? And we saw this last year with David Spears, where his initial reaction to the cocaine image was that it was a deep fake. You know, is this something where you don't know the blurrings between what's real and what's fabricated anymore? And it creates all sorts of, given the capacity for people with weird political obsessions to get involved with politics, particularly at the sort of lower level staffers and so on who are real true believers. What's to stop them going, let's just cook something up about one of our opponents?
The quality of the video stuff now is one for one. You cannot pick it. It's quite remarkable.
But you say, okay, we've got a grab of this politician saying this.
Yeah.
And if you do that the day before a by-election or something...
Well, you can. That could already happen. That could happen today.
It could take 24 hours to work out that it's not true.
Totally. Yeah, that's right. A bit like Stephen Marshall saying vote Labor.
Yeah, except he did say that.
Except he did. Maybe now you could just say it was a deep fake. Well, we've just gone down the AI rabbit hole now because it would appear that our AI band has written a song about Jason Jordan and I.
Jason Jordan speaks now in Wilstead, a hollow echo voice that's dead. But the airwaves don't know, they still hum along. To a stolen man sold to a thief's new song.
The ballad of Will and Jason Jordan by the Chatterboxes have been their obviously their country music era now. Let's check traffic. Get an outfit that will stop traffic at a great price with Peter Shore Menswear.
Morning there. Regency Park, a nasty crash causing quite big delays at the moment. The north-south motorway near the Regency Road underpass. Morsa Lakes, another collision there. Carvey Bus, Elder Smith Road near the drive. And Tranmere, another collision to look out from the drive-in this morning. Glenburn Road near the Medical Centre. Busy South Road, Edwardstown with a camera. Grave Street, Newson. Stay across today's news with the Sky News Australia app. Read, watch or listen to keep updated however you prefer. Never miss breaking news. Download the Sky News Australia app today. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowie and Timmy G.
AFLW Pros finished 6th. They play St Kilda Nord Oval on Sunday. Would finish with a bang, but finished 10th. Gee, they smashed GWS.
Early on, they were very inconsistent. Lost some games I think they'd look back on and go, we should never have lost those.
They
missed by percentage.
The 5AA Sports Show.
10 teams have now got Mad Monday dress-ups. 8 go through to the finals.
Weekdays from 4 p.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blocking up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on, or your hot water is gone, or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Precise.
Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Call 1300 700 200. That's 1300 700 200. For fixed price services, call Precise.
For a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Call Precise.
Separation, parenting disputes, property division. Family law is emotional and complex, but you don't have to face it alone. I'm Ben Thilthorpe from BTD Lawyers, and we're here to stand with you. With professional expertise, personal service, and proven results, we'll guide you through every step with care, clarity, and confidence. Book your obligation-free consultation today. Barbara Thilthorpe Daniel Lawyers, specialising in family law. Visit btdlawyers.au.
Tired of rising power bills?
What if you could eliminate power bills forever? With NRG Solar, the new cheaper home batteries program gives eligible homes and businesses up to 30% off the cost of a new home battery, saving you thousands. NRG Solar has the know-how to help you claim the rebate and design a system that delivers real long-term value. Own your energy, own your future. Call 1300 858 160. That's 1300 858 160 or visit nrgsolar.com.au now.
Your old hot water system can drive as much as 40% of your energy bill. Fortunately, you can upgrade to something that's 70% cheaper to run thanks to Right Price. They're the leaders in heat pumps and installation. Now's the time to upgrade and save money on a more efficient hot water system and take advantage of government incentives and free installation. Reduce your energy costs today with a heat pump from Right Price. Make the switch with Right Price Hot Water.
At Right Price, heating and cooling, you can get the price right at Right Price.
When you're finally free to explore, don't buy someone else's idea of a road trip. At Lonsdale Marine and RV, every van we sell is customised to how you want to travel. Off-grid power, bigger fridge, smart storage, stronger suspension. Whatever your journey needs, we'll build it in. At Lonsdale Marine and RV, we're passionate campers too, so we know what works. Hit the road your way at Lonsdale Marine and RV, 30 Donegal Road, Lonsdale.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
24 minutes after 8.
So Telstra, which made a profit last year of $2.17 billion, has announced that, or sheepishly announced after they were busted, if you want to get your bills in ye olde letter form, that is a monthly piece of paper, one A4 sheet normally, posted out to your house, it's now going to cost you $36 a year, almost $2.90 a month, for the apparent imposition of giving this cashed-up company, of requesting this cashed-up company do things the old-fashioned way. Now, it's hard to follow the sort of how the story's panned out because since it broke, because Telstra in sort of, 8-point, maybe 6-point on the bottom of one of its recent communiques with its customers, they've now said, actually, age pensioners are going to be exempt from this, as are, I think, people receiving any sort of government welfare like the disability support pension. But everybody else who still wants to get their bills the old way, so self-funded retirees, people who aren't relying on the pension, and people like me who still prefers getting bills through the post, we will all have to pay $2.90 a month.
Stamps $1.70, by the way.
Yeah.
Just trying to work out where the extra goes.
So what's the piece of paper cost? Where are they getting their paper?
Apparently.
They must be getting it at Smiggle.
Ink? I guess ink's not cheap.
Yeah, well, that's right. Exactly. Well, printing cartridges aren't. Chris Grice is the CEO of National Seniors Australia. Chris, good morning. What do you make of this? And what do you make of the caveat that, age pensioners are exempt? But I think they were busted and had to sort of tack that on as an afterthought. But do you think it's a bit over the top?
Hi, David and Will. Yeah, we're seeing this a lot more across the country with service providers, whether that be councils with rate notices. And what's not been also, I guess, seen with this particular this bill is that if you pay the payment in person at an Australia Post office, a branch, there's a $3.30 charge for that also. And we know that if someone's getting a paper bill, typically there's a greater likelihood that they're also going to be paying that bill via Australia Post. So if you add those two things up together, that's about $75.
That's crazy.
Just to pay the bill if you are paying it on a monthly frequency. And to your point before around the exemption for pensioners, age pensioners, and folk that are vulnerable sort of thing. That's great, but as you pointed out, I think there's about 4.3 million folk that are aged over 67 years, and a big chunk of those are self-funded retirees. And because they're self-funded, that doesn't mean necessarily that they're wealthy. It's just that they're not eligible
Yeah.
to receive the pension. So there's a difference between the two things. And every dollar counts in terms of cost of living. They're on fixed incomes, and just to receive a bill to pay for a service, it's a bit it is a bit rich when you consider that's just part of doing business. That's a cost of doing business, and we think that that cost is probably a bit steep when you add in the two things together: the paper bill and also the Australia Post payment as well.
I reckon the other part of it too, Chris, is aside from the cost, there's also a degree of hassle for people who grew up, as I did, in the analogue generation when there was no internet when I was going through school and so forth. I'm a Telstra customer, so I get my phone and my internet through Telstra. Now, they email me the bill, but I've noticed lately when I pay my monthly phone and internet bill through my banking app, the banking app now sends me a message because they must have a commercial relationship with Telstra saying, do you want to receive the Telstra bills in the Telstra app? Now, I've never used the Telstra app. I don't want to use the Telstra app. And this sort of incessant, you've got to get the app, you've got to get the app. Like, there's some of us want to live live a life with the minimum number of apps. Like, the idea that this is more convenient seems to be complete garbage.
Who is the convenience for?
Yeah,
is the convenience for the consumer, or is the convenience for the provider? And what we're a progressive organisation. We support our members in terms of embracing technology, but it is very challenging keeping up in terms of the cyber safety issues and challenges, and the breaches that we're seeing all the time.
Totally.
And apps can be great, but however, you've just got to make sure that you keep those apps up to date, and you continually get the latest versions of those apps to make sure that the bugs and the fixes and the hacks that people have tried to infiltrate these systems, that your device is actually current and up to date. So apps can be great, but you've got to stay on top of the cyber safety stuff. And I guess in some respects, the point you're trying to make is that there is a cohort that sort of just go, hey, look, this is just a little bit too challenging. I'm happy just to get a paper bill, but don't slug me for receiving the paper bill. It's just a bit of fairness.
Yeah, totally, especially if you've made $2.17 billion. Chris Grice, the CEO of National Seniors Australia, thank you for joining us, mate.
We're off to Flemington after 5AA News, and we've still got three more horses in our Melbourne Cup sweep that could see you sitting in the VIP grandstand for the Christmas pageant on Saturday.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
A shower or two in 17 today with the 8:30 news. I'm Mel Usher.
Physio Extra for Locomat robotic technology treating stroke, cerebral palsy, brain and spinal cord injuries. Visit physioextra.com.
A four-wheel drive has ploughed into two cars and a truck. It happened on Days Road at Ferryden Park last night. Senior Constable Matt Brown says charges are yet to be laid.
And the driver of the Toyota, a 47-year-old Mansfield Park woman, was taken to hospital for treatment of minor injuries. A sample of her blood was taken, with the driver likely to face charges once her blood has been forensically analysed for drugs and alcohol.
Energy retailers say they've been blindsided by new regulations giving Australians access to 3 hours of free solar power. More from Sasha Foote.
The Solar Sharer scheme is aimed at incentivising households to run their appliances during the middle of the day to cut power bills by an estimated $800 a year. Federal Government Minister Daniel Molino says the scheme will utilise the nation's abundance of rooftop solar capacity.
Electricity consumption smooth out as much as possible over the course of the day.
But National Senator Matt Canavan says offering free power when demand is low will hardly benefit consumers.
Need to get back to working out providing power for when consumers and businesses need it.
Power companies say the scheme came as a surprise for the industry and are criticising the government over a lack of consultation.
The Reserve Bank appears to have backed away from near-term interest rate cuts. Economists say an increase in household spending and signs of stronger inflation have forced the RBA to pause and reassess the cash rate. Domain Chief Economist Dr Nicola Powell says despite the chance of a rate cut being unlikely this afternoon, the markets are still forecasting a drop next year.
It does spark interest, it does bring buyers to market. But I think what we're likely to see is a bit of a year of two halves next year. When you look at the predictions of when we're going to see another rate reduction, it's likely set for May.
A bull elephant is making its way from WA to SA. Putra Mas is en route to Monarto, where he'll take up residence. Perth Zoo's Danielle Henry says the road trip has been 6 months in the making.
He's an exceptionally smart elephant. He's very, very intelligent, so it didn't take him long to get his crate training down pat. But we've absolutely been on his time scale. So as soon as he felt comfortable and secure in that crate, we wanted him to see that as his safe place.
Three-time Oscar nominee Diane Ladd has passed away at the age of 89. Her movies included Wild at Heart, Chinatown and Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore.
You don't like me very much, do you?
Not very much, no.
Honey, that's okay. I've been dumped on by kings in my time.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. Trainers are confident the track at Flemington will handle the rain in the Melbourne today ahead of the Melbourne Cup. Legendary trainer Chris Waller has 5 runners. He's told Nine's Today Show the hard work is done for those behind each horse's preparation.
Getting here is the main thing. As I said, making sure the horses are fit and well and healthy. To some degree, my job's done. Now I hand over to the jockeys and they do their part of tactically working out where they need to be in the right part of the track.
To cricket, Marnus Labuschagne has all but booked his ticket for the Ashes squad that will be announced later this week after making yet another century, this time in a one-dayer against New South Wales. The 31-year-old says being dropped for the Aussies' recent Test series against the West Indies has been a blessing.
It's something that needed to happen for me to get where I am today. Because I think while you're still playing and you're in and we're getting scrutinised and it's hard to get clarity on where you want your game to be and how you want to do that. And, as a player and the way I always play, it's like, okay, I'll just keep training, and it was just not the right plan.
Melbourne United's 9-game winning streak has come to an end, losing to the Sydney Kings overnight 95-92. Matthew Dellavedova was booed in his first game at John Cain Arena since switching to the Kings. Coach Dean Vickerman says it was disappointing to see a club great disrespected by fans.
No, I never think booing's a good thing, and especially for a guy that gave everything for our club. And so, yeah, certainly I didn't enjoy that.
One game in the EPL overnight or this morning, and the match between Sunderland and Everton has finished in a 1-1 draw. And there's been a dramatic finish to the New York City Marathon with the race decided by a photo finish. Benson Kipruto held off a late surge from fellow Kenyan Alexander Mutiso Munyao to cross the line in first place. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Get some support at home with ACH Group because a little help can be a big help.
Still got quite big delays of the crash at Regency Park. It's on the north-south motorway near the Regency Road underpass. Carvey bus at Mawson Lakes, Elder Smith Road near the drive, and another collision to look out for on the drive-in today. This one's at Tranmere, Glenburn Road near the Medical Centre. Busy at South Road, Edwardstown with the Canberra Darley Road Paradise. Heading out on a road trip, make sure your vehicle's up to the task with a brakes, steering and suspension check from Petters. Peace of mind for just $28. Book now at petters.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA weather.
Staycation for a vacation? Stay with CMAX. Visit cmax.com.au to sign up today.
A shower or two today, a top of 17, partly cloudy tomorrow 20, then Thursday a shower or two 26, Friday a shower or two 24. Right now it's 13 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
The National Pharmacy's Christmas pageant is this Saturday. See elves, dance groups, bands, floats, plus special guest Emma Memma. It's festive magic you can't miss. Kicking off from 9:30am, visit christmaspageant.com.au for the route map and viewing details.
Adelaide's local, trusted and truly connected talkback radio station. 5AA, always Adelaide.
If you don't hurry up, I swear to God.
Sir, I'm going as fast as I can.
You're not even trying. Healthcare, you don't care at all.
Sir.
You've seen everyone else before me. I'm sick of it. What about me, huh?
Sir, please don't touch me.
Then do your goddamn job.
Abusive and violent behaviour against healthcare workers is on the rise.
Back off! Don't touch
But abuse shouldn't be part of the job. Look after those who look after us. A message from the Government of South Australia.
Interested in joining the quest for better pain relief treatments? At CMAX Clinical Research, that's a possibility. CMAX is conducting a trial for a new potential acute pain treatment and needs your help. If you're aged 18 to 65 and generally healthy, you could be eligible to participate. Experience a 5-night stay at CMAX in Adelaide CBD, attend one follow-up visit and get paid for your time. Your chance to help advance tomorrow's healthcare starts today. Apply now at cmax.com.au.
If your air conditioning is more than 15 years old, it probably is working harder than it should be, and it's definitely costing you more than it needs to. REQ Air Conditioning and Energy Solutions can help you replace it with a newer, more efficient system that uses far less power and keeps your whole home comfortable year-round.
REQ Air Conditioning, they don't just install air conditioners, they help people make smarter choices for their homes. They take the time to understand your space and recommend the right system, whether it's ducted or split.
Modern units from brands like Mitsubishi Electric are quieter, more reliable and cheaper to run. Over time, they pay for themselves in energy savings.
So for a free in-home quote, search REQ Air Conditioning. That's REQ Air Conditioning.
Forget making rabbits disappear. It's time to make chemicals disappear. Say goodbye to ordinary tap water and hello to cleaner, tastier water with a PureTap water purifier. PureTap's advanced filtration system makes unwanted chemicals and contaminants disappear, leaving you with only the purest, most pristine water. Don't settle for just any water. Experience the magic of pure with a PureTap water purifier.
PureTap, the purest water on tap.
When you're gone, who gets the things most precious to you? Like your grandfather's war medals or your mother's cherished piano that was passed down to you. If you don't have a will, you'll never know. Donlan Lawyers specialise in wills and estate planning. From the simplest to the most complex, Donlan Lawyers will give effect to your wishes. For wills and estate planning, visit donlanlawyers.com, Hindmarsh Square, Adelaide and Ocean Street, Victor Harbour. donlanlawyers.com.
At SEW Eurodrive, we keep Australian industry moving with innovative drive technologies and unmatched service. Our 24-hour emergency breakdown service minimises downtime to maintain productivity.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
"20 minutes to 9. How fun would this be? Getting along to see the Adelaide Strikers play either the 6th, 11th or 17th of June in your own corporate box, valued at $3,000 with space for you and 17 friends. You get to watch a great game of cricket, one of the best vantage points at Adelaide. You get to pick 6th, 11th or 17th.
Of which month?
January.
Oh, you said June.
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, it's January. Don't go in June because there'll be footy. That'd be good.
Well, let's get Jason Jordan in here.
Jason doesn't make those kind of mistakes. And now, if you want to bid on this, you have to bid by going to policelegacysA.org.au and support this great organisation that supports South Australian police families when they need it the most. Support SA Police Legacy and support SA Police families when they need it the most by going along and putting a bid on this terrific auction item valued at $3,000. Let's hope it raises a hell of a lot more than that.
Mountain of feedback about the Telstra story, about the $2.90 a month fee for the apparent profligacy of wanting a printed bill. Kay says, what about people who aren't on a pension but can't afford digital technology? Telstra and others should stop picking on people who aren't computer literate. Correct. Damien says the app is around harvesting and selling your data. That's probably correct too.
Well, and I wonder too, we talk about this from a generational point of view, and with the representative from Seniors Australia, and that makes sense. I bet the kind of person who has an older phone that is more wonky and fiddly to use apps on, or might be full, or is got a cracked screen and hasn't been replaced recently, is likely to be someone who can't afford to replace it.
Yeah.
So the kind of people that end up getting targeted with a financial penalty are those least able to pay it.
Yeah.
By the nature of this sort of thing.
Janet Woodcroft says, Telstra are no longer allowing landline customers to pay via direct debit. So now my 85-year-old mum, who doesn't have a mobile or the internet, has to go to the post office to pay her bill or use their auto pay phone call, which is a machine that answers the phone. Jane with a Y says, good on you, Dave. I'm sick of being hounded by Telstra and others, including banks. Go green, get your bills online. I don't want them online. And if they want to go green, why did Telstra change bills to monthly instead of quarterly? It's all about them and bugger the customer. Dead set. This whole, I mean, just how many animals have died? What is one A4 sheet of paper? What is that doing to Mother Earth against a backdrop of China and India opening new coal-fired power stations every 3 hours?
I reckon that's the statement that I've read has ever been tested, because you know what's not green? Data centres. Aren't data centres the thing that
they are
more
literally
than anything? Amazon and Microsoft are opening nuclear power plants in the United States to power,
so that Jason Jordans can exist.
Exactly.
Purely fueled by AI. All this cant about, we want to tread lightly on Mother Earth.
I think we've gone well beyond, that to me, that's the 90s concept of being green, cutting down on paper waste. We've gone so far beyond that, my friends. I think we'd love to go back to a time when the idea of being environmentally unfriendly was using an extra piece of A4 paper. Give me strength. Hey, Dennis and Semaphor's called in, and in the process, we'll be receiving one of the 3 final horses in our Melbourne Cup sweep. Dennis, what's a reunion you'd like to see happen?
I'd love to see the reunion of Monty Python.
How good would that be? How good would that be, Dennis? They're all still kicking, aren't they? Graham Chapman died many years ago. But Terry Gilliam, Terry Jones,
John Cleese,
Eric Idle, Michael Palin and John Cleese, they're all still with us.
Could happen.
How good would that be?
Are you going to give Dennis a horse?
Yes, I am. I was just thinking...
There you're just reminiscing about Monty Python in the meantime.
Was it live at Drury Lane? That was their live album. Torrenzino, Dennis, number 23. Good on you, mate.
All right. If you've got a reunion you'd like to see, give us a call on 8223 0000. 2 more horses. Can be from any walk of life, inspired by the potential Fleetwood Mac reunion. There has been a thawing of the fraught relationship, to say the least, with Stevie Nicks and Lindsay Buckingham. And also Mick Fleetwood's been getting around saying, I want to do a 50 years reunion for rumours that would be in 2027.
What would be your reunion, Will? Have you got one? Mine's Talking Heads. I'd love to see Talking Heads, like the proper Talking Heads. Tina Weymouth, Chris France, not the David Byrne solo show. Seeing actual Talking Heads would be so good. Or the Replacements, but I think most of them have had one drink too many now. Best band ever.
I wish there was a way that we could, I don't think it is reunionable or reconcilable, but Patrick Dangerfield and the Adelaide Football Club, I'd like to see there was just, I don't know how those ends meet, but I just wish there was a happy ending to that story.
Yeah.
It felt like we were robbed of one. Anyway, now I'm getting sad. Let's go to Melbourne. Jordan Tunbridge reporting on the Melbourne Cup today, live from Flemington for 3AW. Jordan, thanks for chatting with us, and good morning to you.
Good morning to you, David. Will, yes, the gates are open here at Flemington Racecourse ahead of the 165th running of the Melbourne Cup. A few hundred making a mad dash a short time ago to find a prime viewing position for the race that stops the nation. Now, we had 280,000 here this time last year. Won't be anywhere near that figure today. I guarantee that. It's wet, cloudy conditions on the forecast as well. Umbrella would have to be the number one accessory, I reckon. And I expect to see a few soggy fascinators about, maybe a few rogue punters going for a slip and slide on the turf later in the day as well.
Is that right, Jordan? 250,000 people were there last year.
280, I think.
280?
Yeah, around about that figure. Yeah.
Because what's capacity at Flemington? I mean, it's such a big open space. Can they just keep sort of cramming people in?
It'd be pushing that. That'd be pushing capacity. I remember the past couple of years have been pretty prime spring racing conditions, but not today. You know, it's gloomy, it's chilly, and just not many people here this early.
Hey, John, what does Melbourne Cup Day in Melbourne feel like compared with, say, AFL Grand Final Day?
It's a similar feeling, and it's springtime. There's a long weekend. A lot of people do get out of the city, though. There are a lot of travellers who come here and experience the race day itself, or there's your barbecues around. It is a public holiday, of course. It is a very special day, though. There is that exciting vibe, and everyone really does stop and watch that race. Everyone's chatting about it. I'm sure everyone's got a group chat that's lighting up at the moment with who they're going to jump on for the race, punters or not. It's always good to be involved, but it's a fun time of year, but nothing can really knock off the AFL Grand Final in Melbourne, in my opinion. But this is that once-a-year sort of thing that everyone gets up and about for.
Yeah, I was in Melbourne for Oasis on Saturday, Jordan, and on Derby Day, it looked like the whole CBD, everyone decked out in black and white. People were scrambling for Ubers. It took ages getting back to the airport to come home Saturday afternoon. But it's such a huge part of Victorian life, isn't it?
It certainly is. And, it's an excuse to dress up as well. Everyone whips out their suits, and it is growing each year, similar to Formula One. It seems like they're knocking off the records in terms of capacity, and there's all sorts of different attractions here as well. It's not just the racing. It's a lot of people don't even see a horse race. If you can get out to one of the car parks or the members' enclosures, or just set up a little picnic and enjoy the atmosphere.
So, are you a racing guru? Have you got a tip that's worth sharing with us, Jordan?
Look, I'll probably say I'm one of those who, dips my toe in at this time of year. So try to get my head around it as much as possible. But look, there are so many storylines to this big race coming up. We've got Jamie Mellom. She's aiming to become the first woman to win the Caulfield Cup Melbourne Cup double. She's riding Half Yours, which is the only Australian-bred horse in the field of 24. So if you want to get a bit of Aussie flavour, jump on that one. Half Yours is actually the favourite until this morning. It was overtaken by Al Riffa. A flood of money for that horse, including one brave punter putting on $500,000. So Mark Zara, he is riding Al Riffa, and he's attempting to win his third cup in 4 years. Chris Waller is a familiar name with many people who follow horse racing. He's one of the leading trainers. He's got 5 runners, including the Cox Place runner-up Buckaroo, and he's considered, I think it was Valiant King, he said, was his best chance. But for people who don't really follow racing as much, we heard from the prime race caller Matt Hill a little earlier, and he thinks punters should go for a horse with form on a soft track. So last I checked, the track here at Flemington was rated a soft 7. Race begins, I think, 2:30 p.m. your time.
Yep, all eyes will be on it. Good on you, Jordan. Jordan Tunbridge there at Flemington. As parochial South Australians, we should all get behind Half Yours, because ridden by South Australian jockey Jamie Mellom, and part owned by
Adelaide Hills own.
Yeah, that's right. And the horse was bred here as well.
Yeah.
And it's owned by top bloke Darren Thomas.
I was just thinking that as Jordan was speaking. I think it's actually pretty easy if you just want a parochial Adelaide.
Yeah, Half Yours. Half Hours, the Tysers front page headline today as well.
Makes it easy this year, which is good. 10 to 9, let's check traffic. We'll be back. We got a couple more horses? What do we got, 2 left?
We got 2 left.
All right, we need 2 more reunions, folks, and we're going to give away those final 2 horses and chances to get along to the Christmas pageant with grandstand tickets. 4 of them to give away, and we'll be doing that by 9 o'clock.
You don't even need a reunion. If you want, we'll give one of them away to someone who can, the first caller through, who can make a really good neighing sound. How about we do that?
You reckon we're out of reunions, do you? We're down to animal sounds.
Any animal, not fussy.
All right, please call in.
Maybe a panda.
Hey, folks, please call in with a reunion. Let's check traffic. An outfit that will stop traffic at a great price with Peter Shearer Menswear.
Morning there at Mawson Lakes. A Carvey bus crash, Eldersmith Road near the Drive. Tranmere, collision there too. Glenburn Road near the Medical Centre. Slow for works at Penfield, Wammer Road near Andrews Road, and getting busy at Flinders Park. Those ongoing works, Grange Road and Holbrooks Road. Cameras, Marion Road, Marion, and Montague Road at Paravista. New 40-kilometre speed limits apply near some schools. A drop-off and pick-up times from November. Always look for the speed limit signs. Find out more at dit.sa.gov.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Don't miss the Mitsubishi 45-year anniversary sale. Celebrate with big savings on select Outlander, Triton and Pajero sport models. Drive away Outlander ES two-wheel drive now from just $39,990 for private buyers.
Get out.
Or Triton GLXR four-wheel drive from just $51,340 for ABN holders.
For real?
Hurry, these offers won't last forever.
Let's go.
So get into Mitsubishi and get out on your next adventure. T's and C's apply.
On the Cow IQ test, FIVEAA milk cows come in at around 100. Pretty much the national average. But when it comes to the milk our SA cows produce, it's unmatched. You don't need to be a cow Einstein to produce some of the best milk in the country. You do need the perfect grazing conditions, and the milk needs to be bottled on site and on shop shelves within hours. It doesn't get any fresher, any better, or any more SA than FIVEAA Milk Company.
Would you like to enjoy a meal without having to worry about heartburn, bloating and other uncomfortable indigestion symptoms? Caruso's Indigestion Ease Probiotic to the rescue. Caruso's Indigestion Ease Probiotic relieves and helps reduce the occurrence of indigestion symptoms. It also relieves heartburn and supports digestive system health. So if you're fed up with indigestion and heartburn, try Caruso's new Indigestion Ease Probiotic today. Comes with money-back guarantee, now available at leading pharmacies and health stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
Get saving now with City Discount Tyres. We're offering great deals on the world's top brands in tyres, wheels, suspension and parts. Suitable for four-wheel drives, SUVs and passenger cars, including Falcon, Michelin, Pirelli, Kumho, Hankook and many more. Finance options available. Search citydiscounttyres.com.au and locate your nearest dealer today. City Discount Tyres. We're driven by value.
They say one of life's biggest decisions is buying a home. But sometimes the hardest one is leaving it. At Anglicare SA, we're here to help you stay where you belong. We offer support for everyday things like cleaning, gardening, cooking, but are also experts in care management, allied health, and clinical nursing. Because we believe there is no place like home. And with the right support, there is no reason to leave it. Find out more at Anglicare SA. You are at home.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
6 to 9, let's have a look at the fuel situation. It's better to be a member with RAA Road Service. The Liberty at Beverley's the cheapest, $1.59.5. Otherwise, it's around the $1.60 mark that you're going to be filling up for today. The Solo Marion Road is right around that point, $1.60.5. Silver's Auto Centre in the city, $1.60.9. Diesel, again, really close to that unleaded price. The Solar at Windsor Gardens is at $1.63.5.
Thanks to the listeners who texted in correcting me. Terry Jones did actually die. He's no longer with us. He's bereft of life. He rests in peace. 2020. Arthur Two Sheds Jackson. Remember that sketch?
Yeah.
Understand you're thinking of buying another shed.
Should we give a couple listeners a horse?
Never mentioned the sheds. Let's do it.
Barry in Campbelltown, what's a reunion you'd like to see?
The only band of 5 superstars, Travelling Wilburys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they were great, weren't they? What a band. Handle Me With Care. What a great song that is.
What are they? Was it they did 2 albums? Or was it just the one?
Yeah, no, I reckon 2. I reckon 2.
Great concept.
Such a great combination of people, wasn't it?
Wasn't
quite
it?
unusual.
Yeah.
Like Tom Petty, Roy Orbison,
Bob Dylan,
Jeff Lynne, George Harrison. That's the 5.
George Harrison, that's the 5.
Yeah. Middle Earth, Barry, you get Middle Earth. One horse to go.
All right, it's going to go to Adrian in Carricalinga. Adrian, good morning.
Morning, lads. How are you?
Good, thank you, Adrian.
I was going to say also, I'd like to see AC/DC with Bon Scott, the original lineup.
Yeah, the original
Yeah,
lineup.
or Bon. That was sadly Bon's no longer with us.
I don't even know what I'm playing for in today. I just thought I'd call in and do an animal noise.
Just try your luck. Oh, you want to do an animal noise, do you, Adrian?
I think that's what I was doing, the horse there, the horse.
Well,
yeah,
if you want to call in and do a horse noise.
I asked.
All right, I'm going to give it a crack. That's as good as it got, boys.
Excellent.
You're busy.
We have a winner.
You busy this morning, Adrian? Did that interrupt something pressing that you were doing?
Play the winning thing.
I'm driving between 2 different spots at work, and I just pulled up.
Well, mate, I hope your next appointment you're not late for, and they say, Oh, why'd you get held up and you say, no, I called into a radio station to impersonate a horse?
I hope the boss isn't listening to the radio. I'm hoping he's too much high classified secret, so he can't listen.
Well, Adrian, for that excellent horse noise, you get horse number 17 further. Good luck, mate.
Oh, that's my footy number 2, you ripper.
Who do you play for?
Yankalilla.
Oh, nice. Home of the pasty.
Adrian, the horseman from Yankalilla.
Excellent. I think we're out of time. Hey, thanks to Terry. I didn't realise, Terry. I hadn't gone through it with a fine tooth comb, but Terry wrote a lovely letter to the editor.
Hang on,
yesterday.
Terry in Henley Beach.
Terry in Henley Beach. Peace in our time.
Terry wrote a love letter to you in the.
He did. I suppose you'd probably think I'm like the chimp sitting in front of the typewriter. I've eventually got to write something good. It's only taken me 33 years.
Are you familiar with the concept in algebra of transitive property? If
No.
A equals B.
Algebra?
Yeah. If A is equal to B and B is equal to C, then A is equal to C. What I'm saying is, if you love John Howard and Terry in Henley Beach loves you, food for thought. That's all from us on this Tuesday morning. We're back tomorrow morning from 6.